we sit by the lonely fire, and the world is what we long to see. Yet true love is my desire. Yet true love is my desire. Seek your worthy praise while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hailed as heroes divine. Slay evils of men, monsters felled by our might, dragons slain in their den, whisk the weak from their plight. The sun, it shines on another day. Snow, it freezes us to the bone. Our silence is the cold price I pay. My words are for thine ears alone. My words are for thine ears alone. Seek ye worthy praise while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hailed as heroes divine. Slay evils of men, monsters felled by our might, dragons slain in their den, whisk the weak from their plight. No gold nor jewels can I grant to thee, no Lord am I by right, but at journey's end I'll sing a melody to win your sweetheart by tonight, to win your sweetheart by tonight. Seek ye worthy praise while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hailed as heroes divine. Slay evils of men, monsters felled by our might, dragons slain in their den, whisk the weak from their plight. Seek ye worthy praise while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hailed as heroes divine. Seek ye worthy praise while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hailed as heroes divine.
And good morning, best chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of delicious morning nonsense chat. And oh my goodness, chat, here we go. This is the first Monday after the Odyssey has plagued us all. We'll see how it goes, chat. We'll see how it goes, though. Because I watched the Odyssey. I gave a small review of it on Friday. I think of it went over a little bit of the Odyssey, but today we're gonna go over videos of it, see what people are saying, and see what if my perspective meshes with theirs or it doesn't. So we'll check it out, chat. We'll check it out. We'll see how it goes. Because not only did I watch the Odyssey, chat, I went ahead and last night before I went to bed, I watched The Return with Ralph Fiennes too. And so, just to get like a moment of comparison, little something to compare it to. I like the return. It was interesting. It was very interesting. It wasn't a movie as I thought was like amazing or mind blowing, but it did feel like I was. It felt more immersive. I would say it felt more immersive. It felt slow, a lot slower, more like it took its time to breathe. It was very interesting, and the characters were portrayed very differently than in Nolan's movie. But we'll check it out, chat. We'll check it out. We'll check it out today, chat, see how it goes. But we started off today with a very generous donation by Kara, the Tolkien Nerd, with the 50-pound super chat. Thank you very much, Kara, the Tolkien Nerd. Very, very generous. Very generous. Let me see here. Let me get the right clip here, ready to go. And that is right here. Here it is. The world, oh, very much. Time stop. You know what? We'll also have a little baby Kuthi. He'll be dancing in joy. Thank you very much, Carl Tucker. It says, and to celebrate my conclusion. Oh, nice. And because you've always been supportive, here's a token of my appreciation. A fantastic Carl Tucker Nerd. I'm glad to hear that you have reached the conclusion of your project. I think you're working on a fan fiction, and I think you're also working on something of your own. I think a romance novel of some sort, if I remember correctly. But I do know you're working on you're working very hard on a fan fiction. So, I think you're talking about that one. But yeah, I've always been very happy to see people work on their projects, their passion projects, their personal projects, and I'm glad to see that you finally concluded it. Now, I assume comes the rewriting part, but at least you got to that was a big significant hurdle, But congratulations, Carl Took a Nerd, and thank you very much for your very generous donation of 50-pound super chat. Let me see here, chat. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and do the proper addition. Here we go. Kara, the Tolkien Nerd. Let's see. Here we go. Make sure it's all done correctly. There we are. The producers of today is David Musselman, John Doe, and Kara, the Tolkien Nerd. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. All right. Well, that's great, fantastic news. And see, Hudson Bomb says, morning, folks. One thing that has become apparent in this modern age is how important proper stories are. Yeah, very important. And they know this too. This is kind of why they're trying to corrupt today's stories, trying to change it, trying to influence the youth with their strange propaganda. And then when we complain about it, it's like, oh, you're all man babies. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Well, if it doesn't matter, then why does it matter? If it doesn't matter, why are you putting so much effort into rooting all this stuff? Now, some of it might be organic because of the colossal egos of the modern day creator, where they will just we've seen this several times, where they will do whatever they think makes the chuds angry, despite the fact that this will lead them to losing hundreds of millions of dollars. And we'll just be plain retarded. Like, no, we got to own the chuds. We got to own the chuds. And they'll do whatever, even if it ruins their own projects. They'll just do whatever to own the chuds, and that's so there's a bit of that there too. But it's also some weird effort to make things to push certain things to ruin humanity. I guess I don't know exactly what their whole thing is, but yeah, they want women to hate men. They want children to be mutilated, and that they all think it's funny. Right, so that's kind of what they're putting in their shows. Like, they're trying to degrade men. Men are awful. Men are evil. Men are just terrifying, and all this stuff. And it's not real at all. It's kind of why it was so fun. It's so funny to see this the Mary Sue little clips like this guy's putting out, right? Where it's just about it's chastising all this stuff. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to. I don't need no man. Actually, you do, and it's way better that you rely on a man than go fighting things yourself. Like, oh, I don't want to be strapped with children. Imagine such a horrible life. Then she's like, oh, they run into some kids, and oh, she likes the kids. She wants to have a baby now. So it's way better. Like, just the uphill battle towards misery is an interesting yet hard fought battle that women are fighting for some reason now. Here's the road. Do you think men really want to be in a cubicle like 8 hours a day? Like, no, it's no one wants that. But for some reason, it's being pushed that, oh, that's the way more desirable life for a woman to go to pursue is being in a dead end corporate job. The one that turned everyone insane in Fight Club. Yeah, that's the women should want that position. And men are hogging all those jobs. We're gatekeeping all the horrific, mind-numbing, maddening jobs away from women. Men are just keeping it all for ourselves. Yeah. Let's see. God says, good morning, everyone. R.I.P. Sam Neill. He was an Alan Grant in Jurassic Park. Always been watching some Yu Yu Hakusho. It is basically Bleach before Bleach. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is fantastic. It's like the masculine anime. A very, very masculine anime. Very masculine. Because it kind of covers both. It kind of covers a lot of it's not just like the modern day shonen stuff where it's like, oh yeah, it's about being awesome and epic and standing up for your friends. No, Yu Yu Hakusho is like it shows the dark parts of a young man's psyche, like a troubled young man's psyche as he grows up and discovering masculinity. Because masculinity for a young man is basically just not caring, being tough, not showing not showing your pain or whatever. That's Yu Yu Hakusho's entire roster essentially. So it kind of extols that. It kind of explores that. What I mean by that is Yusuke Urameshi is that guy's totally. He's guarded. He defies everybody. He's very like a strong and very like he puts on the nonchalant persona, right? Just I don't care about anything. I'll beat you all up. Very tough guy persona. But deep down, he doesn't really care about people. The opposite of him is, of course, Kuwabara, which is his rival, who is very emotional, but is actually masculine, right? So it goes into my what I said in my last video, which is it's not about power because Yusuke has a lot of power, but he doesn't have a lot of strength, right? That's kind of strength of character. I mean, he does, but here's the trick. That's where the masculinity comes in. He only shows the strength of character once he has the incentive. Like once things are actually on the line. Kuwabara is like he's the kind of guy who he will lose a fight. He loses a lot of fights, but he has an incredible strength of character. Like the most masculine moment in Yu Yu Hakusho probably is when Kuwabara is like, okay, well, I am not allowed to fight you because if I fight you, my friend is going to get in trouble. He's going to lose like his job and stuff, or get expelled or something like that. However, my masculine code says I cannot run away, so I'm just going to stand here while you beat me up. So that way I won't run away and I won't be fighting. All right, so that's pretty masculine. That takes an incredible strength of character. Right. So that's where it goes. And then, of course, over the course of the show, Yusuke Urameshi is able to like break out, first of all, of his delinquent state. Right. He's still kind of a rough character for after a while, but he goes from like drifting through life, having no responsibility, kind of shrugging everything off, to actually getting responsibility and liking it. Like I say, he gets the job as a spirit detective. He like reluctantly accepts it, but then later on he's like, no, Kuwabara, you can't be a spirit detective. It's my job. And so like he does secretly appreciate and value the job as spirit detective. And that's kind of what happens with young men like that. It's like they think the world says they're worthless, so they rebel against the world and they hate it. Like they hate the world. But if someone comes in and grants them a special kind of responsibility, not as punishment, but as a form of trust, then agreement. Like I did this for you, you did this for me. Mutual respect. Then it's they'll start to value it. It's like, okay, well, you can give them responsibility as punishment. Well, it won't really work as much, especially now with a guy like Yusuke. Yusuke was able to accept his role as spirit detective because it was an agreement. It's like, okay, well, you brought me back to life, so I'll go ahead and do this for you. Right? It's like mutual respect, a promise between men. It was done like a promise between men, a promise of respect, and respect it'll work way better with him. And so it did. He started to like it. And of course, by the end of the Dark Tournament, he's able to embrace his feelings, able to like unleash finally and break down that persona and embrace himself fully, his feelings and his overall character. Like is able to allow that softer side of himself to be part of himself. And and with Yusuke, that's kind of his shadow. It's the idea. It's this. This goes all the way back to Carl Jung, hero's journey stuff. But the shadow is basically your evil, your dark side. And the whole thing with the shadow is you're not supposed to get rid of it. You're supposed to conquer it. You're supposed to embrace it. It's part of you. Um, you are incomplete without it. So Yu Hakusho, in Yu Hakusho, Yusuke Urameshi has like this strange inversion where his shadow is actually about caring about people. Like that's his terrifying thing that he kind of locks away, because normally people kind of see the shadow and lock it away, like all the dark thoughts, all the evil thoughts, all the harsh impulses and things like that. They tend to lock it away. So to Yusuke, that the shadow is kind of like his is essentially his ability to care for people. That's kind of it. So it's very interesting stuff. So it's very masculine. It really explores every aspect of troubled young men, and because the troubled young men as the main character are able to explore the true depths of masculinity, both its positives, it's all mostly all positive. The idea, the only negatives that come from it is him trying to figure himself out and find out what true masculinity is, because a young man's perspective of masculinity is what he perceives at first, right? It tends to be that way, which is, the hardcore stoic warrior facing off danger, because that's cool. That's cool. And it's cool, like John Wick rushing into battle, Rambo, going to battle and shooting down like 400 guys with a machine gun. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, right? So we see that. So a lot of young men will see this behavior from older men and like, oh, that's masculinity. Masculinity is this like not being afraid and being tough and everything, and not letting things get to you, and it kind of is, but they tend, young men tend to take it too far. It's like almost inevitable that they'll do this. It's kind of like young men will watch Fight Club and they'll take all the wrong lessons from Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden is they say that, oh, don't care about anything, everything's meaningless, everything sucks or whatever. They'll take that from Tyler Durden, when really the whole lesson you get from Fight Club is the masculinity in that book is not about not caring about anything and enacting change. The masculinity in Fight Club is about the truth that masculinity is really about selecting a few things to care about, like this, like a true man with true masculine strength does not get overwhelmed by everything. Does not get trolled by everything or whatever. It's about selecting a few select things that you care about and caring about those incredibly passionately, like really passionately. That's what a man should do. That's why most men are like, they'll just let most things slide. They're like, okay, whatever. We fought. We might even fight each other, and like, oh, that was a pretty good fight. Well done, and now we're friends. But it's the few things that they hold dear that makes a man, like what a man gets a few things to care about passionately, and that's really what really creates the makeup of that particular man. So you kind of judge him about what he cares about passionately, and you see what kind of man he is. If he cares about like growing himself, bettering himself, a few things about his hobbies are just about building things and constructing things, or heading towards like a thing, we're heading towards a final goal. If his hobbies are this, if he cares passionately about something positive, something productive, then that's impressive. But if he ends up caring about something, if his whole passion is about weird politics or whatever, and then he just gets flustered over everything, it's not very masculine. So This is why this is why in Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke's a hothead, because you're not, because that's, despite his persona, he is very emotional. He is very emotional. They'll get angry pretty easily, and that's the other thing that young men uh believe about masculinity. That's about being aggro and aggressive and angry, and that's cool. Like this Stone Cold Steve Austin. Remember Stone Cold Steve Austin? Yeah, it kind of plays into that. That being masculine means always being pissed off and always being aggro and everything. And some, Gravity Falls, for example, makes fun of that. They like to make fun of this kind of stuff, where it's like, okay, this, the Manitors, just like this completely the testosterone, this testosterone overflow, when really it's supposed to be in the middle. Again, the best way I can sum it all up, is that phrase by Patrick Swayze, where it's be nice until it's not time to be nice anymore. It just perfectly sets up what masculinity should be, what a man should pursue as an ethical code of masculinity is be nice until it's not time to be nice anymore. And I know this explain a lot, but really, it's like, if you pursue what that answer means, if you pursue what the answer is, like, okay, when is it not time to be nice anymore? That's when you figure out what masculinity really is. Your line, your code of ethics, your justice. Because when you step in and you like some guy violates something sacred to you, something you care about passionately, time to go. It's go time. Right? That's how it is. So here's a little bit different here. Like some people will get angry and passionate over a film or something like that. You shouldn't really get passionate, aggressively angry over a particular film. Now, you can have passion for it, and no, you're just, you're playing around, you're having a passionate discussion. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because it's just a film. Like, it's not real characters. Now, what you want to be passionate about is the meaning around it. Like, what it says about people. So it's like, instead of being passionate about this film specifically, that's very weird. That's very straight. People will have that. Oh, that's kind of crazy. That you're passionate about this film specifically, instead of being passionate about the culture or the artistry or the craft or something like that. Something around it. This is kind of why there's a difference between when a man is like a loser nerd and when a man is respected, when we talk about this kind of thing. Like culture critics, or the movie critics can be respected, right? The critics in general. You have that whole thing with Ratatouille, with that critic guy, and people respect him, and people respect this stuff, especially if they're good at it. The reason why is because a good critic will be passionate about the culture, the craftsmanship, humanity as a whole, like exploring these intellectual things, these philosophical things, as opposed to just being passionate about a film specifically. Like, I want to fight about this film. So it's like that. So when I go back to the idea of a man selecting a few things very passionately, few things to be passionate about, he should be passionate about something grander than the sum of the parts. The one thing. It should be about what it means. That's what the philosopher comes in. What does it all mean? So if you're kind of going into movies and you kind of want to explore what they mean, and you want to, because you're interested in the culture, the growth of yourself and your intellect, your outlook on life, or whatever it might be, that's masculine. It's basically, it's the same drive as those ancient explorers going off into the unknown sea and finding new worlds. It's the same drive. It's you wanting to explore, going off into the unknown lands of philosophy and perspective, culture, and then finding out what that actually means, and that's valuable, because then you can go on and take that knowledge and do something else with it. You can enlighten someone else. You can lead someone else towards some enlightenment themselves. You can make a book. You could write your own story and put that wisdom in there. Put that your perspective in there. The enlightenment that you felt that you have gained, you can put that into a work of your own. Very valuable. But if you are just passionate about, I just really like this one show, then that's kind of like kid stuff. That's why people kind of perceive someone who's passionate about a specific show because they like the show. like kind of like, oh well, that's kind of childish, right? Now it's not really a bad thing to just be in love with the show, but maybe as a hobby, just as a man, when you really like a show, no, just you can argue about it, you can talk about it all day. It's like how I talk about John Wick, but at the end of the day, it's like you shouldn't be rooting friendships over it. That's what I mean. That's kind of the line. If you're rooting relationships over someone else's like a perception of a show or a movie, it you might need to take a step back. And like, wait a minute, slow down now. But Yu Yu Hakusho, I really like because it really does show you this, explores the psyche of masculinity in young men and a development of a strength of character. It really is one of the best stories, masculine stories I've ever seen. And so, thank you very much. All right. His card looking says, I finished. Hallelujah. Some slight editing to do and cover to design, but I finished my. Oh yeah, the Pride and Prejudice one, the Pride and Prejudice variation. Yeah, very good, card token nerd. Well done, indeed. Carla Batista, good morning. LD and Best Chat. Good morning to Carla Batista. Good morning. Carter Catchers is one of the and Rumble Chat. Odyssey would make for a great anime. Yeah, actually, probably would. All the crazy nonsense that it takes place in there, probably would actually. TK Ultra says, good morning, Lit. Hello to you, TK Ultra. Hello to you, Book Golem. Welcome. Dai Karai says, I didn't know Bard's loots came with electric amplifiers. Yeah, they do today. They were pretty smart back then. Siege Garden says, hello, LD and Best Chat. Good morning. Dave Musman says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Once more into the nonsense, dear friends. Absolutely. Hello to you, up, down. Good morning. Connor, T8X says, hail, Best Chat and LD. Hello to you. Leal says, saw a video that suggested the most ideal adaptation of the Iliad and the Odyssey would be an anime adaptation. Probably because, you read the original Odyssey, it is pretty crazy. Even Nolan couldn't hack off all the fantastic elements. He did a good job of hacking off a lot of the fantastic elements, but even he couldn't do the Odyssey without it. You still had Cyclops, you still had goddesses, you still had Calypso. Like he's very reluctant to have had Calypso, but he put her in there. Also, what else was there? Cersei, put Cersei in there, but she's like an old witch who just kind of lives in a hut on an island. It's very mundane and grounded now. Like just that's the call of the day, right? It's call of the day is being mundane, and how about we make fantasy boring? That's because if we make it feel boring, people will say it's more intellectual. That's kind of been the go-to. Michael thought about the LD Best Chat. Caught you with Nick the Order stream of the night. It was literally a flashbang. Yeah, just hello. Considering what he was covering, because we had conversations. I had conversations with Southpaw over his takes on Batman the animated series, and just okay, it was fun. That's why I made that Heart of Ice video, the anatomy of a Batman villain, because it was just unreasonably going over the Batman the animated series, doing very basically critiquing it with concern trolling. That's kind of what it was. It's like concerns, like why does he need he made this device that he stuck into his brain, and Batman / Bruce Wayne made a device that he stuck into his brain. They let him see again. It's like, why doesn't he just give this away for free to because he's a far lefty, so everything must be given away for free. I'm like, give that away for free. So something you just jam into your brain, you're just gonna sell that? Okay. Give that away for free to blind people. I think he probably has to go over it a little bit, right? He probably has to develop it a little bit. I don't think he's like, okay, I invented this thing that lets me to see by jamming shit in my brain, and so I can see again. I go. I think it's time. I think it's time to develop before it's ready for mass consumption. Oh, let's see. But I was like, whoa, I didn't know all this. I kind of caught it. It's like, what is he's like Nicholas Diario is covering Southpaw? I'm like, what is this? What's going on here? I didn't know any of this crap. I was like, what the hell? I knew about his feud with EFAP. I knew about his crazy obsession with terriers. I kind of found out he had a stroke or something like that. Like, really? You got a stroke from all this? What the hell? It was crazy. It really was crazy. But I didn't know like all this. I didn't know like this how deep the rabbit hole went. I was like, man, the Oreos is breaking it wide open. I was like, holy crap, dude. But apparently he accidentally shared like some CP or something like that, and then argued that it was CP or not. It was like I guess it was some EFAP defender, and he got like this guy's boner or something like that. I don't know what the hell happened. That's what I heard from the streams. Like, what the hell? What is this? He got like some boner? I don't know. It was weird. That was weird. I didn't want to pursue that part any further, but then he's like started covering all this other stuff. Like, man, this is psycho behavior. This is a complete psycho. And it's like everyone else. It's like so many others I've encountered. When they start talking about start talking like a supervillain, it's like okay, time to cut them off. Time to cut them off. But it was pretty interesting. I watched all three of those Nicholas Diorio live streams about him. And I was like, whoa, I was just, what the hell is all this? I didn't know most of this. This is crazy. This is crazy. I do now. I'm not surprised by it because I did know about the feud, but I didn't know it was this insane. Like I didn't know that he kind of broke up with one of his best friends because of some disagreement about Spider-Man. Like holy crap, man! Calm down. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. We're talking going back and forth between Batman and the animated series and like it was awful or whatever. I mean, I had fun with it. Yeah, I was a little passionate about it because that's a really good show. But he kind of approached me afterward and he's like, "Oh, are we cool?" I was like, "Yeah, we're cool." I guess he thought I hated him or something like that. I don't care. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, I hate you and I'm going to cut you off forever because you hate Batman the animated series." No, I had fun with it. It was really fun to talk about it with him. Heck, I had still had fun, and I still maintained that my interaction was positive with Mahler when we talked about the Avatar: The Airbender. And I did a terrible job. I didn't do a good job defending the show. But you know what? The reality of it was I didn't say yes to that conversation to defend the show. I know I had to because people were kind of expecting me to push back on it. But the reason why I said yes to discussing things with Mahler on Avatar's The Last Airbender was because I had never heard people kind of like hate on the Avatar Last Airbender before, and I was really curious what the arguments were. That's it. I didn't dislike Mahler or have any animosity afterwards. I just thought that was a fun conversation, and it was like, oh, okay, that's just interesting. I never thought about this before. I mean, some of the ideas are right, but were food for thought. But that's why I said yes. I didn't say yes because I need to defend Avatar: The Last Airbender. I said yes because I'm just so interested in seeing what the pushback, because it's not like it's Mahler. It's not going to be like, oh, because it is sexist or whatever. Like if it's Mahler disliking it, it's going to be because it's for good reasons, good logical reason. I didn't agree with some of them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad or wrong or anything. I just didn't. I didn't agree with some of them. I think we had back and forth, but it was overall a very pleasant experience, and I quite liked it. And it was pretty fun. But it wasn't. I didn't. It's like, man, you disagreed about Spider-Man. You just cut off a friend. Like, man, that's rough, man. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. I'd never thought about that before. It's like, would you? I really cut off like a friend, as opposed to good friend, because we disagreed on Spider-Man? That's pretty crazy. Let's see. And Biscuit says, "Good morning, LD in chat. The weekly cycle starts anew, as was foretold 2,000 years ago." Kevin Tony says, "Good morning, all. I'm back to full production on my site. Fantastic shuttering products, but only 2 posts a day, so I have time to do other things. Golden Age comics take so long to review. They're fun though. Like Golden Age, Silver Age comics, Golden Age and Silver Age both are pretty fun, despite the fact that a lot of them tend to be this almost novels with how much text are on them. But the text is fun. The text, I guess, has like the advantage of being kind of vintage, and it's like written in that old meanwhile at the Hall of Justice kind of way. It's pretty fun though. I kind of like it. I find myself having a lot of fun, and it's easy to comb through Golden Age and Silver Age dialogue and captions and stuff, as opposed to today, where they can have even less dialogue, although they usually have about the same. And it's just a slog. And I kind of noticed this, the very difference between the dialogue, the olden dialogue, from Golden Age and Silver Age, despite it being plentiful, was usually for a purpose. Like they'll if they need to write something in a dialogue balloon, it's usually like here's a bunch of information you need to know. Where today it's like here is balloon after screed after like essay. You would read through a whole page of a modern day comic book full of dialogue and get nothing. And it's about like some soy boy whinging over waxing philosophical, and it ultimately means nothing. So yeah, it's just one of the main reasons why there is a difference. Like it's so much easier to read Golden Age comics and Silver Age comics, as opposed to today, where today's dialogue is basically empty and meaningless, whereas Golden Age and Silver Age dialogue tends to be plentiful but substantive. Like there's something there. It's pretty good. So and it's a lot of, and it helps it become more fun, we'll say. I was going to say, good morning, all. My Galaxy S7 tablet that I'm currently using as a makeshift PC until I find my computer. LOT Rapson 7. Well, that's a good idea. And then she says, good morning, LD. Who's ready for the week? I only have 2 to 3 hours for work for today. Oh, nice. Going to relax a bit. Good idea, Finisha. Good idea from Rumble. And say, Air64 says, Sup LD and Best Chat. I'm probably going to finish chapter 12 today. Fantastic. Which is nice because it's been rather troublesome. Only 4 chapters left until the end. LTR64. Bor Legion says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Closing on my house today. Wow, awesome. Well done, Bor Legion. Well done. You're going to celebrate today, I hope. And David Busman says, holy cow, Carl dropping a big one right off the bat. Yeah. I think we're just, now $33 away. $33 away from Pillarman today. So very close. Thank you much, Carl Tucker Nerd. Very much appreciated. Once again. Lady Fastlot says, congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. And also, good morning to you, Lady Fastlot. Good morning. The Orange Man says the Odyssey has made $250 million over the weekend. Now we'll see if word of mouth helps or hurts it. Well, we'll see. If the bunch of normies who don't really care about woke stuff went to go see it, then it's probably going to do better because it's the woke stuff is not really in your face unless you're looking for it. And unless you're really bothered by the feminist stuff, and then even the feminist stuff is kind of light compared to the other stuff that we get, whereas just in your face, we hate men. But we'll go over it. Right? I did watch it, and as people were forced to say, there's a lot to like about it because it's still Nolan, it's still the Odyssey. It's still Nolan doing this Nolan stuff. It's still the Odyssey. Now, it really comes down to a lot of the whether you like it or not comes down to if you like Nolan's style. If you like Nolan's style without Batman or whatever in there, then you will probably like it too, because he does what he does. What he does, he's good at it, and he is a really good storyteller. He does know how to put together a story and everything. So, if you like Nolan's style, you probably will like it overall. But again, my theory has always been with wokeness in a movie that it doesn't ruin a movie, it just makes it worse. So Nolan's movie would have been better had the wokeness not been there. It would have been better if the modernity stuff had not been in there. All the stuff to make it modern in current year for a modern audience. If that stuff had not been there, it would have been a better movie. It was a detriment to the movie to have that stuff in there. But Nolan and the Odyssey is great. It's a masterpiece of a work. And then we have Nolan, who is a really good film director. He's really good at what he does. So when you have these two things together, it's going to produce something that's pretty good. It would have been better had we not had the woke stuff in there, but it's still pretty good. It's like it would have been great, but instead of greatness, it's just good. It's kind of like that. So to me, the modern day stuff, the woke stuff, has always been a detrimental factor as opposed to a lethal one. It all depends how good the product was at the beginning. Let's see. Everything was a semi pizza cats. No, 50-pound super chat. Hello to you, Era64. Speaking of different animation, we did watch Wonder Woman 2009 this weekend. I thought it was going to be pretty cool DC animation, and it was. There's a lot of cool battles and stuff in there, and Fat Hades for some reason. But here's the thing: not only was I was shocked because I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be very interesting overall because it was made in 2009, which is about just before the dark times took hold. I did not know that it would be more than that. I didn't know it would be like pretty much anti-feminist. Like Hippolyta was kind of, they kind of pointed the finger at Hippolyta for cutting off the Amazons because the lady who betrayed them is not like she just fell in love with Hades and she just fell in love with Ares and betrayed her own people. It's the idea of Ares, is the idea of men, and Hippolyta kills this one traitorous Amazon who turned against her own sisters, and she goes like, "How dare you fall in love with a man?" and stuff like that. It's like, "How dare you fall in love and betray us?" And what happened was that she died, and it's like, yeah, why did she do all this for Ares? Like, that's kind of the big thing. Like, why did she betray her entire people for Ares, for this monster? And it's like the reason was it's not just about Hades. It's not just about Ares. It's not just because he's a man. It's because with her last dying breath, she's like, it was wrong to cut ourselves away from the world because yes, we Amazons are warriors, but they're also women. And women need men. Women need families, that sort of thing. Women need love and men and families. And at the end, that's she might have been a traitor to her people, but Hippolyta took her words to heart. And this is kind of what led to Hippolyta kind of sending Wonder Woman back into the wilderness and like back into the world of men and letting her be Wonder Woman again, like on a permanent basis. Because yeah, that Amazon Persephone, her name is Persephone. She might have been a traitor, but she's right. Like she was right. That she can't cut off a society of women away from men. Right? It might be a paradise island, but they're still women. In the end of the day, the Amazons are still women. They still need men. They still need love, and they still need children and families. So like, whoa! I was like, whoa, man, this would not be made today. Also, the other profound moment in that movie that's kind of like this would not be made today was when Steve Trevor actually stood up to Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman was doing the whole, men are terrible. Men are awful and unenlightened pigs and everything. Like most of the movie, and like, oh, okay, that's part of the course for like, a modern day movie. But this was made 2009. And so Steve Trevor's like, you know what? I had enough of this. Shut up. You met like two men and you think you have us all figured out. Like, he stood up. I was like, whoa, he's standing up to her? He's standing up against her? What a novel experience. And it was pretty interesting. It was very interesting. Anyway, chat. Anyway, Samurai Pizza Cats, hello to you. Yeah, David Buswell, a little chibi Cthulhu, little baby Cthulhu. It's Greg Matt says, first time watching this live stream. Hello to you, Greg Matt. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Lady Facet says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Hello to you, Lady Facet. Welcome. It's your chat. It's obvious that these so-called modern day creators try to shame us in order to silence us from criticizing the poorly made political charge, self-congratulating slop. Look, when it's really bad, it's really bad. But it really is pretty much that from the worst of creators. And the reason why they get greenlit is because they kind of pander so hard to the woke and to the progressive nonsense. Right? It's kind of what happens. But it's all about self-congratulation and how awesome you are. This guy in Supergirl, where like Lobo is mainly there to just be the masculine mascot to let everyone know how cool Kara is. He's there to say, oh yeah, look, men in the audience, she's cool, all right? If you don't like her, you're a loser. That's coming from me, Lobo, the masculine man. It's like, okay, yeah, but you're like a puppet. You'll just do whatever the writer says. The writer who made this movie in the first place. So they do this all the time, by the way. It's like back in like Thor, gets easily impressed by Captain Marvel and goes, I like this one. He's also the masculine mascot to say, look, men in the audience, this girl is cool. You should respect her just like you respect me. They always do this. Gemini, good morning, Aldine Best Chat. It's in my rough draft. I made it past 90 chapters and 700 pages. Might end up trimming it up, but this is the first time I've gotten this far. That's a long book. It's a long book, but it's not the longest ever. So I mean, it's still within the bounds of reason. So yeah, so you go back in there and see if we trim it up a little bit. It's always good. It's always good to trim it up a little bit and to whittle it down to what needs to be there. Down says first they convince them that it's freeing to indulge in degeneracy, and then they convince them that raising a family is stifling. Now they simply tell you what to believe. Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Who else is here? Very nice. Good morning, in best chat. After seeing half of the Wonder Woman EFAP, I think the animated Wonder Woman movie might be better than the 2017 one and maybe 2020 movie. Probably because they can't really do stuff as brave as they did in the 2009 Wonder Woman movie. Let's see. Anthony Jr. says, my wife and I introduced our daughter to Yu Hakusho, and she's falling in love with the squad. Yeah, because they're really good. I mean, who can't love Kuwabara? Kuwabara is like the goofball, but man, he is loyal. He is tough. He has a strong sense of character and justice. Like the Force Saint Beast arc, right? He's like Yusuke is sent in there, and Yusuke is like, oh, I don't want to go do this. I don't want to do this. And then Kuwabara's like volunteers to go in there. He's like, I'll join you, Urameshi. Like it's that's heroic stuff. Like he might be a punching bag and kind of a loser a little bit, and kind of a goofball, but that stuff at the end of the day does not matter, because what does matter is his willingness to do the right thing, his willingness to be a good person, his bravery, his strength of character, and that's what shines through with Kuwabara, and that's why he's awesome, and everyone loves Kuwabara. He's really cool, right? He's awesome because he's by far the one most in touch with his masculinity. He knows what it's like. You know, Yusuke is trying to figure it out, but with Kuwabara knows. Kuwabara knows, and he's confident about it. You see, and he sees Botan, and he's just like, "Come on, lady, become my wife." He's just a good character. The thing is, the ball says you are not supposed to destroy your shadow. You're supposed to integrate it in a healthy way. Exactly. Cutting off your shadow is cutting off a piece of yourself, because that shadow is still you. And this is kind of why Yusuke felt so troubled the entire show, at least up until Dark Tournament, because to him, that part of himself that wants to feel, that wants to express his emotions, that is his shadow, and he's trying to cut that off, but he can't. And then at the end, he's able to reconcile with himself fully, and the only way he's able to beat Toguro is by embracing that part of himself, which allows his emotions to just strengthen him by his, I don't even know what factor, but by a lot. And see, our rarely says, regarding Friday's topic, empathy is only recognition of another's emotions. Yeah, but you're not only supposed to, but today, not only supposed to empathize with everyone, you're a monster. You need to let them do whatever they want. That's kind of it. Hello to you, Matt. Hello to you, Matt. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That's a bomb says something can be applied to politics as well as a retard ruining relationships over that. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Hello to you, Alex. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hello to you. Hello to you. All right, chat. Yeah, Southpaw. Yeah, he claimed himself to be a one man sacred cow slayer, and one of the sacred cows he was going over was Batman the Animated Series. He's wrong. Is this a bunch of the concern trolling? Like, okay, well these are just like little nitpicks. And then besides that, he went because the EFAP boys did not really like his show, the show Terriers. He went on I think a 4, 5, 6 year crusade against them for not like, they called them like rape apologists and Nazis because they didn't like his TV show. Like, it was pretty insane. Pretty insane. Let's see. Like Crisis Mahler is cut above your average. Is it cut above the average good critic? Yeah, I'd say so. Leaf says, do you think Nolan's Odyssey will be like James Cameron's Avatar movies? Pretty good to look at, but ultimately forgettable. No, it is pretty substantive. There's some good stuff in there. So it's not just all CGI. Fortunately, also been really boring. And see. All right, Chad. Mad. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Mad. Where is it? Here it is. And see, Matt says, Skirt, what's my ninjas? I chose Troy director's cut over the Odyssey. I didn't care for the changes of the score, but the gore they added in battles makes up for it. Well, that's pretty good. More gore is usually pretty good in a war movie. I like that. All right, chat. It's a Let's see, chat. All right. Ikatrans says, Litab. There is an only male tribe in Greek mythology that is used for mating with the Amazons. Yeah, because sometimes they had to go like get their own men. What was funny though is that after we watched the Wonder Woman 2009, we went to Yu-Gi-Oh GX, which began with the Amazon arc in Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Because yes, there's an Amazon arc in Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Let's see. N707, hello to you. Hello to you. And then I think everyone here, awesome. We got some guests in the back room. Let's see who they could possibly be. Here's the first one.
Don't talk to me. I know you're a pervert under there.
Yeah.
And welcome Stu of the Stu Crew.
Good morning.
Yes, chat. Stu has been waiting there for an hour. So
complete hour. It was crazy.
complete 100% hour.
Mm-hmm.
We got one more guest. See if this could possibly be.
What's Gucci, my ninjas, bro? At a tat, the pretorious, LADPHD, weebologist. I'm a beast, you better check. I'm flipping the script, redefining the monomyth, emblematic of greatness. What's Gucci, my ninjas, bro? At a tat, the pretorious, LADPHD, weebologist. Machismo smooth as ever, main character vibe. The YouTuber, the whole chat subscribe.
And welcome, Mad.
Skirt. What is Gucci? My ninjas and Stu.
Hello. I love that intro.
Nachoki says, where did you stream 2009 LDs? Video stuff? Yes, it's on Rumble. I think it should be in the Discord. I put the link to it in the Discord. It's also on my Twitter. Anyone check it out? It's still up there. And it's hard to miss because I put the thumbnail for that stream was Wonder Woman.
By the way, I saw you on Nick's chat as well.
Oh,
one
Nick's
of the few YouTubers I watch.
It's pretty fun. I've watched all the Southpaw
Oh yeah, bro.
Like whoa, because I knew we had conversations like what is going on here. I didn't even know you're still on YouTube.
Is he?
I don't know. I guess not anymore. Not for that. Because all of his friends have banned him after he's apparently shared he shared a boner from I don't know how he got this boner. Like how do you get a picture of this boner first of all from this and he got this boner apparently. It was passing it around and turned out the boner was underage boner.
So it was a bulge in the pants. Yeah, and that kid, he's like 16, 15, something like that, sent it to someone who then sent it to Southpaw, and Southpaw was like, no, this isn't, CP. For some reason, he tried to justify.
I think a part of it was he sent it to his friend. It's like, oh, this is not CP, right? And then he's like, what the hell are you doing?
Right, don't send me this shit.
Yeah, what if it's someone like Stu? What if someone said, "Hey, Stu, this is not CP, right?" They just send you the picture.
It's brilliant, brilliant.
Stu, people are trying to tell me this is CP. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think about this? Here, look at it. Save it to your hard drive and everything.
Right, yeah.
So that's kind of the issue. I guess that issue what sparked all this. He tried to do that to his friend, like, hey, this is not CP, right? He sent it to his friend SK, I think, and that's what happened. It's like, whoa.
Stu, the FBI is trying to press charges on me because of this picture. What do you think about it?
Yeah, what do you think? Look at it. Let me send it to you.
Don't worry, I sent it to all your emails that I know, DM'd on Twitter.
More specifically, let me distribute this picture to you, Stu. Let me distribute it. What the hell? Why do you need to argue this?
For his age.
That's and then it's like they started going to the fact that he dated like the 16-year-old when he was 20 and everything, and which he admitted to when he was like talking to Chase Space, which is another guy.
Listen, everybody already knew about the 16-year-old. That's been a thing for a while, but the conversation between him and Chase Face was the level of narcissism that Southpaw has to every time Homeboy started talking about himself or something else, he was like, yeah, but Mahler and Wolf, I mean, Wolf was so mean to me.
Mahler's a rape apologist because he didn't like this. He's like, oh, well, she obviously knew what she was doing in that show. It's like a fictional show. Like, it's a fictional occurrence. It's like, oh, rape apologist. Okay. Yeah, I remember that one segment in every EFAP episode where they kind of like take a time out and apologize for rape. I think I remember that segment every time. But here's the thing. What's even worse than that? What's worse than his conversation with Chaseface was he like self-righteously brought on his victim, right?
Right.
And then instead of talking about her experiences and so like that, says, yeah, my trauma, right? And they the terriers and they said mean things about me. I was like, in the chat, I was like, Southpaw, no.
He compared his YouTube drama over a TV show to her being a victim of whatever Chaseface did to her.
I think it was like a grooming accusation. That. But I was like, what are you doing? This is horrible. What do you like? Because whether it's real or not, and Mahler said he explored it and said it was real, but whether it was real or not, like he believed that this woman was the victim of like grooming and stuff like that, and that's why he brought her on in the first place, because like, oh, it's Chaseface's victim. And then the conversation was like, yeah, but my trauma, and let me tell you about. I know like what happened to you was horrible. This like how when EFAP didn't like my show.
he also made her watch this fucking show, Terry.
That was insane too. It was like, and then he made her watch Terriers.
I've seen some of it, a few episodes. It was boring as shit, bro. It's not good.
Man, it's like, wow. It's like, oh yeah,
I would have rather been groomed.
It sucks what happened to you, man. But it sucks what happened to you. But like, have you seen Terry?
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, man. It's like my mind was blown. My mind was just blown the entire time. Like, what? I didn't know any of this.
Stu, at one point there in his conversation with Chaseface goes, are you autistic?
Yeah, he's like, well, not diagnosed. I'm like, well, I mean, probably at this point. I mean, when you get to the point of breaking off friendships over Spider-Man, it's like, well, you might be.
Dude, the Spider-Man debate that they had over whether or not
it was
crazy.
Retarded. It's retarded.
What was their debate about?
It was like, okay, so there's like a 2-hour long debate, Stu. That there's a movie. I haven't really seen the Spider-Man movies, so I don't really know. But there's
I know exactly. It's the first Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, right? It is when Peter Parker does a triple backflip and then punches the bully with one punch and sends him flying 20 feet. Flash, when he fights Flash.
The friendship breaking moment was that one of them said that isn't necessarily the bad guys or the people wouldn't necessarily think that, oh, this guy's Spider-Man, while the other side was like, no, you retard. Of course they should think he's Spider-Man.
Right. And then when the web thing came up, he goes, they probably would have thought that he had some type of mechanical device that he made. What?
So yeah, that caused the friendship to sunder. Because they couldn't get past the idea that they couldn't get past the argument of, if Peter Parker does a triple backflip, would people think he's Spider-Man?
Or it came down to, would people think, that's weird, I don't think humans can do that.
Didn't he bring it up when he talked to like the grooming victim? Didn't he bring that up? Like,
I'm not sure
thing? I don't remember, but I feel like he did.
While you're down there, can I get your opinion? Can I get your opinion on Tobey Maguire beating the shit out of Flash Thompson?
I know you. I know you were groomed. It was a horrific time for you. But Terriers and Spider-Man. It's like, what? That's pick your moments. All right, just maybe now when you're talking to a grooming victim about a trauma, maybe that's not the moment to talk about Terriers and EFAP and stuff.
Right, but it is a chance to talk about myself, which I will never pass up.
Yeah, every single time she started talking, it's like he brought it right back to himself. No matter what she said, it was like she's like Neo of narcissism. It's just like Neo could dodge every bullet. He could dodge every conversation to bring it back to himself. It was incredible. I was like, what are you doing? Shouldn't we be talking about her and not your your trauma with the very mild wolf call. Like it's because
Oh.
kept bringing it back was the wolf call.
And then when you compare the wolf call to the Spider-Man debate when SK was yelling at Southpaw, the wolf call, how was that the one that sent you over the edge to where you're wanting to, you know what I mean? Unalive yourself or whatever, right? Like he's like, no,
I want to kill myself. But
I had to give my guns to my neighbor.
yeah, he's like, he had guns. First of all, aren't you a raging lefty?
He should not. Yeah,
he should not have guns. He should not. But the good thing, he give them to his neighbor. I'm pretty sure the neighbor's like, oh, cool, free guns.
Yeah, bro. What AFAP did to you was horrible. Do you have ammo to go with this, or did?
Yeah, if my neighbor came up to me and said, "Hey, I might use these to hurt myself," I'm not certain. Actually, genuinely, what would you do? What would you fucking do? Because I have no answer to that.
It depends on how close I was with the neighbor. Is this a friend or a neighbor?
I'd say a neighbor. I would say you have their phone number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would. I'm pretty empathetic to a lot of, to people in general. I would hold on to them, but I would need receipts from his therapist.
Yeah. Also, like, have you used these? Are these guns to a murder?
Yeah, if I would just handed the cop killer 9,000, I'd be a little.
Hang on a second. Let me go grab my latex gloves because you ain't getting me.
Yeah. That's
nice try.
Yeah. No. I've seen this movie.
Thanks to the 5 says, Stu, missed the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX episode where Bastion meets. Oh yeah. So after we watched Wonder Woman 2009, we went to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which happened to be, by some weird coincidence, the Amazon arc where Bastion duels against this really muscly Amazon lady who was just really man crazy and stuff.
She's man crazy?
Yeah, she's man crazy. Like that's how she wins, because every single time it's her turn, she flirts with Bastion some more. Calls him handsome and strong and powerful and cool, and how she wants to marry him. When she beats him, she'll marry him and stuff. She insists that he moves in with her, and so Bastion's like, okay, well, I guess I lose then.
There's like a duel in classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Yugi's like dueling like the smoking hot chick, and she goes, "If you lose, you'll be my love slave forever." And he's like, "I'm okay with that." That's fine.
It's Vivian. I think it was Vivian, like this this Chinese supermodel / actress who now is trying to become a dueling star, and she used her wiles on Grandpa, fixes his back, and has her has him lure his grandson to her trap.
As one would.
And then Yugi's duel. I think in the English version, Yugi doesn't really care about this. He because he like tries to win anyway. Mm-hmm. But it's Joey and Tristan. Her like, hey, he gets a date. Win-win. It's a win-win for Yugi. And I think Joey's like, why couldn't it have been me? Meanwhile, Taya's over there. Also, they're like, no, Yugi's not gonna lose. Like, she's like really angry that they're even considering it. Like, no, Yugi can't go out with someone else other than me.
Okay. 1 second.
Lori says it's funny that in the mad intro vid, LD, you become a white guy in a future coat, in a fur coat, then a black guy in a fur coat.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it. Let's see. Dr. E writing the 4 says, Stu, I was invited to an island. What DP you think? Okay, since you're casting Stu this, I assume you see what flavor of double penetration are you asking?
Yeah, I was thinking double penetration too.
Let's see. Full penetration, full crime, full penetration, crime, full penetration. Until the movie just kind of ends. Let's see. Blaze Stone. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. It's a more than best chat. Have you considered doing a collab of some sort of with Arccast? Stu would fit right in on his podcast, and we have interesting things to say about here, about BTS.
Who's the Arccast?
Yeah. I think they used to do like Warhammer stuff, but they got into politics and is friends with Sargon. They're pretty fun. It's a Terror's a solid show, and Matt is taking crazy pills.
Shit.
I mean, even if it is a solid show, like, do you really need to like launch a 6-year crusade people who didn't like it.
I mean, he did a 6-hour video about it too.
A 6-hour video calling like rape apologists, and he says Nazi propaganda that he's
Oh yeah,
like I don't know, it was crazy stuff. It was insane. It was crazy. You got to watch the streams that Nicholas Diorio did. All that stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's every minute is crazy.
he has the edited videos that you can watch of just
he
Southpaw, and it's
He
great.
posted them all, so you don't have
Yep.
to watch the full live stream. You can watch his edited videos. Let's see. In707 says, coincidentally, because of this, I hate sitcoms with a passion now because of the animated ones. So because the animated sitcoms ruined everything. Let's see. All right, and Alex Halo looks to us. Super Chat says, sadly for Taya, Yugi dates Rebecca for an arc. Well, I mean, if it's that one arc you're talking about, I don't think he has a choice. Rebecca is just like, no, he's mine now. And like Yugi's like, I can't really say no. Like it's really like he doesn't want to be rude, so he can't really say no. But he doesn't say yes either. And I think they fight over him. And
What up, BMO?
Bo Smart says, I keep being told the Odyssey is an enjoyable watch. I mean, it is.
Bo Smart. Oh, that's it from now on. Bo Smart.
Yeah, Bo Smart says also like the Odyssey is good if you like Christopher Nolan. Like it's pretty. It will be enjoyable if to somebody watching Christopher Nolan stuff and enjoying Christopher Nolan stuff for the most part.
I enjoyed some of his stuff. I thought Oppenheimer was fantastic. Holy fuck, was that
really
good?
It was really good, yeah.
In the magic one, Prestige.
Prestige.
Yeah,
Prestige is all-time great.
Yep.
I think most people will agree. Prestige is like one of the all-time greats.
However, his audio mixing, it's not funny anymore, bro. Like, lose the bit. The shit's horrible. Hire somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like he works with one sound guy
Himself.
for all the movies.
I think he does it himself.
Now, I think if you're looking for like a more fantastical look into the Odyssey, it really does lead into the whole let's make fantasy boring, more mundane, because more mundane equals more smarter. But other than that, it's overall pretty enjoyable because the woke stuff that they all harped about, like Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra, which is also played by the same actress, are in the movie for about a minute. Total.
I've been told they also made Odysseus dumb and like depressed.
He is depressed, but his depression is like he feels bad for what he allowed to happen during Troy because it was his idea. The Trojan horse was his idea, and everything.
But
so
the whole thing about it turning into basically a Vietnam like veteran with PTSD story rather than the original like intent or purpose of the story is a little weird.
But that's kind of like Nolan's thing. Like I was like, so I took it as like, okay, here's Nolan's version of it, and how does he set it up? And he does some pretty good stuff storytelling wise. You know, he has a lot of motifs in there, like the token that he kind of keeps with him, like the little volunteer lottery stick that he promised to return to Ellen Page's brother or something. And then the whole law of Zeus thing, like, okay, they really put that into play. They didn't just state it to state it. They put that into play it became a plot point. And it kind of linked to why he's so angry with himself, why he wanted to because the whole thing is like he didn't want to go home because he wanted to punish himself. That's kind of what it was.
Yeah, Con Air already did this.
I still say the best interpretation of the Odyssey I think that has been done in like the last like 15-20 years is still Epic the Musical.
Oh,
bro. I would say watch that
instead of this. No, brother, where art thou?
Brother, where art thou? Way better than this because
I have admittedly not seen that one, so
it's pretty good. I would
really
suggest it, at least one watch of it. It's pretty good.
It's a Coen Brothers movie, right?
I think so. It's really good, but yeah, I think it's a Coen Brothers movie. Let me see.
Go wrong with that.
The film, the Odyssey movie by Nolan, very pretentious, but that's kind of his style. He's a very pretentious
Nolan.
Nolan,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Nah, I think you're joshing.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me.
Basically, if you like his pretentious nature and you're okay with it, then you might there's gonna be something you like about it. You might have an enjoyable time watching it. The main thing that really took me out of the film was all the modernisms and stuff, but we'll get to that. I mean,
What
one of the biggest characters in there was John Leguizamo.
Sorry, I'm just wondering what caused Stu is working on these pamphlets. He's stapling these pamphlets. I hope it's some type of safe sex pamphlet where he's stapling condoms onto it.
Something like
yeah,
that.
he
That's
made a
my
deal with the
headcanon.
Mormons. They go door to door, talking about Jesus. Let's see. It's kind of like how Fred and George Weasley actually they didn't make their money off of jokes. They made their money off of weapons dealing. In
Okay.
Harry Potter, which is pretty awesome. Is he with the chooses? Marvel just dropped the trailer for Doomsday.
Yeah,
That should be interesting.
I saw it before I came on here. Nothing about it moved me other than seeing Gambit. Gambit's my favorite character, period. I wish Taylor Kitsch was still playing Gambit, but I have no problem with Channing Tatum. I never have. I always thought he would do good. I thought he would do a good job, but that was it. Yeah. It's
Doomsday.
It almost looks AI, bro. The trailer.
People are saying, so do we think the Odyssey is going to make money, or
It already
I
made
don't know.
250 million.
yeah, but
It's not close.
yeah, it costs like 500 million just to make the damn thing. you
Yeah,
know?
then you got to 1.5 that for marketing.
For sure. Yeah.
Something like that. It's off to a good start. So will it make money? It might. Even people on the right are after they see it are like going, "Oh, it's going to make $1 billion." I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
To me, it doesn't really matter. To me, what matters is like the composition of the film. The feminist stuff in there is very clear, but it's not really as heavy-handed as in other movies. Probably because Christopher Nolan actually cares about his stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I just want it all to fail. I feel like
That
I
makes
need it
sense.
to I need it to fail. You know.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
But
I need it
cover it
to
honestly.
succeed. I need it to succeed so Critical Drinker fails.
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody said that.
What's going
About
on?
Supergirl.
Oh.
Yeah,
Somebody
there was someone said about Supergirl. Like I didn't need Supergirl to succeed. I just wanted Critical Drinker to fail or something like that. And Supergirl failed hard. That movie failed hard too. So Critical Drinker won again.
I don't know what legs this movie's gonna have. I think all the Nolanites, is what I call them, they're all gonna be their IMAX opening weekend. But man, 3 hours is a long ass movie, and it's rated R.
It's a very long movie. I just like, okay, this is a Nolan movie, and I liked it for that. However, it's like this is not what I would want to see as the Odyssey, like the definitive Odyssey. It hacks off so much stuff because to make it more grounded. And so like all the fantastical stuff is barely in there. Like Polyphemus doesn't even talk. I mean, talks, but it's some weird language that you barely understand. And they don't do the who took your eye? Nobody took my eye. Like they didn't do that. Like, come on, that's like the funniest thing. Because it's pretentious, and so it has to be serious and everything. Take itself really, 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 really seriously. It's a. But anyway, to we got to these $5 says the best version of the Odyssey was the SpongeBob movie. Maybe. All right, chat. Well, let's talk about watch the Doom trailer because I am very interested. And then we'll go from there and watch a video on the Odyssey and see how it goes. Let's check it out, chat. Here we go. I don't mind 3-hour movies at all. Not one bit, especially
Me either.
Theater. Because if I'm actively going to the theater, it better be like 2.5 hours at least.
Yeah, but it has to. I mean, it comes down to pacing at that point. How well it's paced.
Let's see. The Elliot Page, what Elliot Page is a Marnism that took me out of the movie because you're supposed to be a Greek soldier, but you run like this. Gay dudes don't run like this. Like this is this is like the most feminine run I've ever seen. And the armor was like a toddler size armor. It's like, have you seen? And it's weird because like Ellen Page has like the body of like a teenager, like just the tiny, scrawny, skinny body, but like a face that's like 50 years old.
It reminds me of that 9 or 10-year-old who had like a 6-pack and like these big biceps or whatever from.
Oh yeah, I saw that the viral thing. Yeah.
It was like really a long time ago, but it just doesn't like that. That's not supposed to look like this.
it's just so feminine and dainty. And then, but it's like I kind of made the joke that it's like when you graduate high school with 40 years of experience, because the face is it look it's been dragged through hell. And the armor is so tiny, and it kind of felt like they really were going to make Ellen Page Achilles, because Odysseus meets Achilles in the world, but he meets Sinon for some reason. So if you kind of feel like they're going to make Ellen Page Achilles, but decide not to because of backlash. And Amos says, "Were you impressed by the masculinity of Elliot Page?" Yeah, right. What? There has to be some masculine energy there. And see, Bo Smart, thanks for $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Let me see here. Where is it? And see, this is why I've grown so tired of the culture war. Folks were clamoring about how awful, woke, and nasty the Odyssey was. Turns out those complaint things were the minimum portion of the film. Is that what they market? That's kind of their fault. They marketed it on how diverse it is and how modern it's going to be. There was no rap song in the movie. But
just because someone's screen time is limited doesn't mean that it's not going to have an impact on the film. If you look at Star Wars, Darth Vader was barely in it.
That's true.
Silence of the Lambs, I think Anthony Hopkins had less than 15 minutes on screen, but when you think Silence of the Lambs, you think Anthony Hopkins, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hannibal Lecter, yeah. So just because they're not in the movie very much doesn't mean that their impact doesn't outweigh that.
Fortunately for us, like Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra, not only was their screen time limited, you could just cut them out of the movie and it wouldn't make a difference.
It's not only that too. The fact that like this shit is even in there to begin with is kind of it's an assault on like Western culture. Like they have no business being in that movie. They have no business being in there for representation. There's no point to doing it. People are like, oh, it's the lowest part of the movie. No. It doesn't need to be in there. It's completely optional. And the reason that they put it in there is at this point self-evident. It's been studied, analyzed, and peer-reviewed for years. We know why it's happening. Like any film that does it at any level at this point needs to fail. Alex and I watched the Among Us cartoon last night, and they still shoehorned in an anti-white propaganda bullshit. Because the character White, like the white little Among Us guy, the little spaceship guy, he was a wasp. Yeah. They made him a wasp. They made him the first guy to die. And they mentioned like, oh, capitalism is evil or some shit. Like within the first
that's so cringe.
It's so obnoxious. And it's like, no, it needs to fail. Every single
it's so cringe.
Every single instance of this that you shove in there, I want the entire project to crash and burn. I want the people who do it get to go bankrupt, and I want them to like suffer forever because we're done with this.
I think we're tired of all this. We're tired of all the propaganda. We're tired of all there's anti-white, anti-capitalism. While you charge us $20 for tickets, just shut up.
Yeah, fuck off.
It's had the opposite effect, this forced inclusion and diversity, right? Because now whenever I see a movie, whenever I'm watching a movie, it stands out more. I'm looking for it now. Whereas before, I could watch the movie for the movie.
Yeah, but I see like a minority character walk in. I'm like, did he get this role because he's good or because he's a minority? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like airplane pilots.
B must yeah. We're not dogging on you, bro. I know why.
Yeah, I am. Fuck you, BMO.
Like
no, BMO is my friend. I like BMO a lot. Sorry,
okay.
BMO.
Yeah, no. We appreciate your comment. Thank you for the super chat. No, you're good.
And if you disagree with them, chat, you need to send in a super chat.
Exactly.
That's the only way we accept disagreements.
Exactly. Anyway, check us out.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
Who is this talking?
Is done.
I don't actually know. Who is this?
I think that's Pat Stewart.
Is it?
Dude, till he's 9. How old is this? How old is he?
Okay, well, it can't be Stewart because Professor Xavier didn't have a German accent.
Maybe it
may be Dr. Doom.
Oh, you might be right.
It might be Dr. Doom. I don't know.
Faced with an unthinkable decision. I've fought with many warriors in my time.
Where are they now? Most of them are
Far
dead.
stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies.
I honestly, I hope that someone. You can cut out all this fucking Wakanda bullshit. I don't care about it.
It's so annoying. Bro, it's thanks to Wakanda that I've now heard of Agartha. I never knew.
Agartha?
Agartha is like the mythical white people land at the center of the earth. It's crazy.
We have that?
We have that. Yeah, did you know that?
Man, we have everything.
But it like supposedly it's what Hitler was seeking when he was doing his occult shit.
It's a Mrs. Basic Price is a payday LD. Have a cookie. Thank you very much. I sincerely hope Greece gets so butthurt about Nolan's Odyssey that spurs them to make their own adaptation. That'd be kind of funny. It's like a competing Odyssey. Man could dream, huh?
Well, what's crazy is I saw the clip on from the Odyssey where the dude is talking Greek to them. It is like the oh, we're from Greece.
Yeah, it's like a straight up American accent.
Wasn't the guy like also like really really black?
He's very very Indian, I think. This is very Indian.
I am from Greece.
I am
It's a cow forever.
Sorry, I don't understand your language. I'm speaking Greek, motherfucker.
Oh, hello, my name is Jason. I was on the Argonaut.
Do not redeem.
Do not redeem.
It's a Alex, instead of using the existing recreated Greek ship, they use they use a Viking ship instead. It's very noticeable too. And then Osmart says, "Wakanga forever."
I like how dark whatever your name is, Agartha's no myth. Yeah, you keep that hope alive, bro. We got it.
Wait, next you're gonna tell me that the Earth isn't flat?
Because it is. I saw that on Smiling Friends.
Right.
It's flat, and the glass dome is there too.
Yeah, not only that, there's a Hyperborea where if you go really, 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 really far north, you come into a country of giant white people who are like really what the Romans descended from.
Yeah, bro, it's on the other side of the ice wall. They don't allow any immigration over there. That's why they're all white.
Yeah.
And giant and stuff.
Yep.
And so that makes sense. But that's also why we don't really we can see aliens flying around, only because they're on the other side of the glass dome. So that's why they don't come down here usually, because they can't get through the glass dome. Learn that on Smiling Friends. Okay, It's very, very obvious once you think about it. Very obvious. Let's see.
It scared me far less than this one.
Yeah.
Everything that they sacrificed me for.
I wonder if they're gonna change the tone of Gambit in this one. Like he's because he's gonna be a variant, right? If maybe this variant isn't talking about popping out of his daddy's buttery balls and shit.
That'd be pretty awesome. Because Gambit was fun in that other movie with the
best part of the movie. Yeah, best part of the movie. Loved him.
He's pretty fun. So I'd like to see him come back. Is this whole thing gonna be like a reboot of the Marvel Universe? Because the current one has been floundering for years.
They're gonna reset some shit.
They have to.
Hope so. And they really have no choice. Gonna have to.
Let's stand together.
See how it all looks like AI?
It does.
Especially all the backdrops. None of it looks lived in. Except for maybe the mansion.
Polished. It looks really polished and like clean, like way too clean. It kind of does.
Presume nothing except this. If you return.
I need to see Ryan Reynolds.
Return has brothers and sisters.
What do you say?
I hope Deadpool shows up.
Let's see. I guess I think bringing back is this a new Fantastic Four or is that the one from the movie?
That's the one from the new movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not my.
Okay, it's very telling that it's only Invisible Woman that's getting the spotlight. Like, isn't Reed Richards supposed to be the guy?
I think I saw him, but they did have the thing shaking hands, but he was at the end of the line, furthest from the camera, so it was kind of hard to see. Also, you would think that they wouldn't include so many shots of the people from the movies nobody gave a fuck about, from the past 3-4 years.
Right. Because they showed like the Wakanda stuff. They showed like the
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the new Avengers or whatever the hell their name is, like the Russian one. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need this to be a massive hit, so they should lead with what everybody wants: the X-Men and the Avengers.
Specifically the X-Men, because we had the Avengers already, but we really need like a Marvel MCU X-Men. I think that's probably what bring people in. Let's see here, chat. All right, let's see. Wolfspade and chooses does Agartha have dinosaurs? If so, isn't it like during the center of the earth kind of stuff?
Yeah, only the cool ones though.
Dinosaurs.
So
yeah, it has the cool ones.
According to legend, there are 2 entrances to Agartha, one at the North Pole, one at the South Pole.
Makes sense.
And when you go in, gravity suddenly reverses. There is a sun in the middle of the earth that supplies light and heat. And you actually kind of walk upside down on the earth's crust, like earth is hollow and like a bell.
Just like the moon. That's why when we went to the moon and they hit something there and it echoed, like it sounded like a bell that went on for hours because the moon is hollow.
Yep. So
it's a superstructure that was put there by aliens, but go on.
No, you're right. Totally. On top of that too, like I think what is the funny? Like you remember playing Halo and you look at the side of the ring and it kind of goes around. Like that's kind of how it works. Yeah.
Or the Godzilla versus Kong movie where they go into Kongville and Kongville is like everything's upside down and like gravity doesn't work the same. It's the same thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have a sun at the center of the earth. How else would gravity work? We're so far away from, the dumb regular sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. Very much
science.
That's why the glass dome works, or something.
What?
Pim,
the ferment. Yeah, the ferment.
The Pim. We got to just our graves, man. This changes everything. Oh, I'll go throw up, man. I'll go throw. Smiling Friends is so good. I watched that series like 3 times, I think.
How many times are we gonna do that? How many times are we gonna do the the big bad stopped Thor's hammer and or axe?
I don't know because I'm barely paying. I'm watching the trailer, but I'm barely paying attention. Like it's just all flowing over me. It's just like I'm not absorbing any of this.
That's what I said. But if you think about it, Thor, it happened with his sister, whatever the fuck her name was. I don't know if it happened with Thanos. May have. I don't know, man. It just seems like every big bad catches his weapon and like, ooh, that's how we know that he's really bad.
Well, it's called the Worf effect. It's like how do you in Star Trek? How do you get how do you instantly and easily portray the new bad guy as powerful? You have them beat up Worf, who's like the strongest guy on the ship,
right?
And to the point where Worf becomes so degraded and like, oh, this Worf kind of sucks. That's Worf effect. Like you just have him beat up the strong dude.
Yeah, he's a red shirt that can survive.
What was it? Oh yeah, that's why they had Thanos like beat the Hulk in hand-to-hand combat. Like instantly, you know that this guy's someone to reckon with.
We're going to need a miracle.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Hey, pal. It's not possible.
Yeah, it is. By the way, when you say miracle, I'm not thinking of a guy that can die from bullets.
Oh.
It
looks weird.
Yeah, it looks very strange. It looks very strange. It's like becoming more. He's like slowly morphing into Adam Driver.
I like the score, the changes like that they made to the score or whatever. But okay,
Yeah. The thing is, the reason this feels hollow and empty is it's the same parody that the boys kind of went through. Just started throwing everything at the wall to to specifically lampoon this. And the problem is, like, they're leading up to this big old doomsday, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
And I'm not sure I care. Like,
yeah.
I don't. If you ask me what happened in the trailer, I'd be like, okay, Thor's in it, and
Steve Rogers. Yeah.
Dr. Doom shows up. I think Steve Rogers shows up in something. I don't know what the hell this is going to be about.
Suspicious amount of women in it.
Yeah, this was very suspicious. Very suspicious. Like, why is Sue Storm in there so often? Like, what is she really all that important?
Man, that's one of my favorite lines I've ever heard on the internet.
This
suspicious amount of women.
What was it, that no bullshit or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was no bullshit.
It has a suspicious amount of women in there. Let's see. Worf is immensely tossable, like Taco Bell salad. Well, don't eat Taco Bell salad. You've heard what happened to Taco Bell, right?
It's fine. We had it yesterday. I was like, I wonder what made me think of getting Taco Bell. I didn't have any lettuce. The girlfriend did. She survived.
Taco Bell.
And I told her when I got it, she goes, why didn't you tell? I have not heard of this. Why did you tell me this before we ordered? I was like, I don't know. I forgot about it. But it makes sense why I was thinking about Taco Bell.
Yeah, if you don't know what happened, Chad, turns out Taco Bell lettuce was contaminated and led to a epidemic of explosive diarrhea. Now, I'm not really sure how they found out it was Taco Bell, because isn't that like what usually happens when you eat Taco Bell? But they found out that it was, they traced it back to the iceberg lettuce using Taco Bell. Like, I didn't even know they used real lettuce. I thought they used like some sort of plastic stuff that looks like lettuce.
I hear, not confirmed, that the reason this is happening is because some of the workers that they have picking the lettuce, they don't feel like toilets are necessary.
Yeah,
so they get shit as they work.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. And so you kind of have to wash those things. I guess I didn't wash it well enough. Let's see.
What was your driving force behind it?
All right, let's go with the Odyssey.
Emma was my driving force behind it, so she could speak to that.
Well, I think it's a short for. I don't really want to answer these questions.
Well, who is this video by?
What's been your
I think it's Nerdrotic. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Odyssey in terms of fighting for your identity or your Hollywood career?
Well, it's always been a battle. I mean, Hollywood is not.
Okay, John Leguizamo's in the movie a lot, and they don't. Of course, it's because it's supposed to be modern. It's just an excuse not to like try. So he just sounds like this in the entire movie. Like, it's a guy from Boston.
Well, he's from Brooklyn, I believe, or Queens. He's from Queens.
One of those areas, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of The Last Temptation with Harvey Keitel. He's like, but Jesus, they're going to be coming after you.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Hey, but also,
hey, I'm walking here, Roman.
It's great whenever you see, especially actors in Hollywood, when they change their mind from a position, because his position not that long ago was only Hispanic people should play Hispanic people in movies. So to see him come so far that he's perfectly fine playing a Greek is amazing.
It's always one side like, oh, only Hispanic people should play a Hispanic person, unless I get a role that's not Hispanic, then it's fine. Then it's fine. Then I can benefit from this whole thing. Then it's good to go. But otherwise, no, we got to have Hispanic roles for Hispanic people. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Sounds like you're so gung ho about this. I think that came out. Didn't that come out? Wasn't that like a complaint people had when it was revealed that he would be in this movie? Like, wait a minute, didn't you say that you only Latino people? Like, yeah. It's there's a staunch rule until it benefits him, and then boom, suddenly it's not so staunch anymore, not so tough.
The most accepting place.
No,
you see, I'm walking here.
When I think about equality or equity, I don't think about
a lot of interviews and getting really pretentious over the fact that, despite the fact that she's been in the movie for like a minute, she's like not in the movie barely at all.
Taking from a male figure. I think about getting what is due to me.
If you don't create,
what does that even mean? What do you mean? Getting what's due to you? It's the Odyssey. Wait, it's supposed to be a Greek story.
What is due to anyone? What is owed?
Like, what does that mean? Like, what duty? Like, what the paycheck? I mean,
No, yeah. What are you owed for existing?
Is that just short for? It's about being getting paid.
Great Latin roles. How are we going to get nominated?
In history, women have been vilified. Whether you're a midwife, whether you're a herbalist.
You know who has been villainizing women? Women.
Yeah,
like the princesses. So. Princesses have always villainized the queen mother, like their mother. Mm-hmm. That they've always villainized their mother, the stepmother, the queen. It's always been women villainizing women.
Whether you're a healer, whether you're just in tune with the moon, like women have just been vilified throughout history.
Especially being a Latin man, I want to be the one who's.
It's all about victimization. Woe is me. It's a Ghost says, give it time, LD. Nolan will release the director's cut, and she'll go on a 10-minute rant about Helen was a strong black woman and did nothing wrong. Probably. Menelaus actually came in with in the movie, and the reason why they kind of described Helen of Troy as disfigured is because to make her pay for all the crap Helen put them through for 10 years in Troy, he scarred half of her face to make her pay. He makes a joke about it. It's like, the face that launched 1,000 ships probably will launch 500 now. So there was that too.
Has the agency, so I choose the roles I want to be, and I want to be as varied and as.
I'm pretty sure that's good. To me, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. She caused a lot of trouble and cheated on him, so that makes sense. She's lucky he didn't kill her. But I'm pretty sure because it's taken from a feminist perspective, I was like, oh, it's probably like about women suffering and how men are evil and harsh, and look at him, he's delighting in her suffering, and men are evil. That's probably what it was, especially when Menelaus is played by the Punisher. And he's like, they have the whole, he can bring the whole abusive husband redneck energy to the role. Because he did. And then that's so like, oh, okay. It took me a second to reach that conclusion. Because like, oh yeah, I was on Menelaus' side. Yeah. I was surprised he's that merciful to Helen of Troy. He should have killed her. He should have just killed her and thrown her head down the steps. But like, okay, is that count as like a killing your own family? Because that would be bad. Clytemnestra got killed by her son Orestes because she killed Agamemnon, and then Agamemnon's son got revenge for his dad, and then that launched the whole Oresteia, which we didn't really get into, but it was mentioned, and it is important because that's why Agamemnon is in the underworld.
Complex as Latin people can be.
Looking at nature as if it's some sort of cis heteropatriarchal
structure. I swear to Christ,
is absurd.
I thought this was another clip of John Leguizamo for some reason.
It kind of looks like him.
And that this, gender binary that we've created is nothing but a quaint little myth.
Dumb bitch.
Quaint?
I'd be like, so Homer, how
little
do you feel?
myth.
Quaint little myth.
I'm so
okay.
So sick of
this. So pretentious. Everyone is like, at least Nolan can produce good things with his pretentiousness. They're just assholes. They're assholes. Like, you were not the star of the movie or anything. You didn't write it. Or like, what are you talking about? Quaint little myth. Okay. Well, then you write something that lasts 1,000 years, 3,000 years. Quaint little myth. Is that her voice now? Yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is her. Yeah, that's right. There's no quotations around that. Okay.
About
absurd. And
imagine looking at this and going, "Oh yeah, that's our Achilles."
But Lit Dev, she doesn't play Achilles in the movie.
Not anymore.
No, it's Synonym or whatever the fuck they call her.
Cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
At this, gender binary that we've created is nothing but a quaint little myth.
Dumb bitch.
I'd be
talking about the gender binary. Well, I think you're a little biased on that notion.
like, so Homer, how do you feel about this screen time given to these women, considering how
What is screen time? I'm Homer.
Too much. It's too much. Helen of Troy didn't even need to be in here at all. So you're lucky to even be getting a paycheck from this.
how little you spend with them?
By the way, this is the guy
Wow.
I think that's like, we're Greeks.
Yes,
That's him.
it is.
I think that's him.
He
very Greek.
You know what he reminds me of? Tell him, Frost. Tell him.
Oh yeah. The completionist or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Go
forget who it was.
Frosk.
Yeah. Tell him.
You can tell how look how uncomfortable this motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Legs crossed, arms together, like
Very.
I just wanted to be in a Nolan film. I'm not very known.
completely.
Why am I even here?
Completely trying to disengage with her, like.
It's like with the men around Brie Larson. Like, I don't want to be in the same room with you. When she's like, she was on like her full feminist rant. You could tell, like, what are you doing? It's dumb. The hell are you doing?
Don Cheadle was like, "Don't touch me," like in the middle of an interview with Brie.
Yeah. All the men are into like, no, just get away from me.
Like they were so fucking mad, like reasonably so. But
yeah, just hashtag based.
Man, she was unbearable. Oh, you know who wasn't in that trailer? The Doomsday trailer was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I wonder why. It's like no one really wants to see this stupid character anymore.
To be fair, I think Brie even said she's kind of done with the character.
Yeah.
I think she learned her lesson and she's been incredibly humbled over the years.
She was Rosalina in the Mario movie and she was nothing but grateful. And you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, I think she's learned her lesson. I think she has learned her lesson. So, just let her off the hook, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost like public criticism and pushback is able to allow people to change their point of view and grow.
They're wrong, actually.
Sorry. I'm going to mute myself.
Let's see. It says, that's the thing. She is barely in the movie, but she is at forefront. Yeah, she's like the face of the marketing, but it has like a minute of screen time. And maybe she says, I think she has like 2 lines. That's about it. It's like, tell your mother I'm sorry for Troy. You're sorry? You're sorry? That's it? That's all you got to say? Is like, you're sorry. So you cheat on your husband with Paris, caused a war that lasted 10 years. The war that kept Odysseus from Ithaca, away from Ithaca for 20 years, and caused the deaths of thousands of people and the destruction of an entire city. And you're sorry? Okay. All right. I guess you're sorry. I'm glad to hear that.
It's not just the destruction of a city. It's like a city state. It's like a whole.
Yeah. It's like a city state.
It might as well be a country,
Essentially, yeah. Troy was supposed to be like a huge, gigantic, like this, basically a Rome level city. That's the Great Walls of Troy and everything, and that her dalliance, ended up being the destruction of a city, the deaths of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of men, like endless suffering, and 20 years of hardship. Ithaca being without a king for 20 years. And you're sorry.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, my bad. That was a weird time, right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the original story, it's implied that Aphrodite bewitched her, right?
Well, it was
It
was Eris, I think.
Okay.
Eris began. It was Aphrodite. So
Yeah.
Eris is like, here's the
Or the
apple,
Paris,
goes to the prettiest one. And then Aphrodite is like, and then Paris, of course, chooses Aphrodite because Athena only offered wisdom. And Artemis only offered like I think it was like hunting ability or something. I forgot who was the third one, but Aphrodite was like, "Hey, I'll get you like a hoe."
Yeah, it was
you have a wife?
Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite.
That's it.
And
It was Hera.
Athena offered promised victory in all wars, which fucking crazy fumble on that one because you could just go conquer Sparta and take Helen.
Yeah, you just could.
You could just do that.
It was way better options, but Aphrodite was like, but I think Paris was like young, and then Aphrodite was like, "Hey, I'll get you a waifu."
To be fair, I'm not certain did Paris know that the most beautiful woman in the world was Helen of Troy, or was Helen, Queen of Sparta or whatever?
I don't remember exactly. It might be different per telling, but I think he just wanted the most beautiful woman in the world. I think that was his. I think she offered the most beautiful woman in the world. I think that's kind of what it was. And it turned out to be Helen of Troy.
Okay. Nerderotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. It is without a doubt Christopher Nolan is Hollywood's last movie star and the last director where every time he releases a film, it is a genuine event. He's the only director in Tinseltown who can put butts in seats on his name alone.
Which is really sad.
The only other name that comes close is
which sucks because if anybody should be an event director, is Robert Egger.
Oh yeah, Robert Egger needs more attention. I
Yeah,
think
he
he's
has such a unique
guy.
style. Yeah, when you see a Robert Egger movie, you're seeing his movie, and it cannot be confused with anyone else working in Hollywood. It's so uniquely him.
Clearly him.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for his new one, the Werewolf?
Not yet.
It's a good. It looks fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see it. I want to see. I do like. I like Dracula.
Oh, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
I thought that the actress was the weakest part of that movie. I wish they had somebody a little stronger.
It was mostly about her doing
acting-wise.
crazy faces and stuff. But I mean, it was pretty interesting.
The girl from Obsession would have been perfect in that.
Oh yeah, just making all the crazy faces and
Yeah.
Let's see. Pause at least 5 says Helen Troy apparently hadn't even heard of the Odysseus. She is not in the position to degrade 1,000 years old dead guy. Well, it's like, oh, he's probably white, so like we can degrade him. He says we shouldn't listen to old white guys. It's like just every single time I hear that, it's like, what if you can always say that about white guys. You can't say that about anyone else. Can you imagine like if they said like, oh yeah, we're done catering to 40-year-old black guys.
To be honest, you can almost get away with it with Indians, and people are so openly racist against Indians. It's actually kind of funny.
It is really funny.
Yeah,
I get everyone is, yeah.
Old Jimmy Cameron, and he's only made 3 movies in the last 17 years about indigenous blue furry space people that are a practice in misanthropy. While they do make a lot of money, I think they're awful. Simply put, Christopher Nolan is the king of Hollywood. Yet it's been quite an odyssey to get to his latest film, The Odyssey, one that was unexpected. When it was announced in December of 2024, I would argue it was met with overwhelming excitement.
Like when it was allowed just to be The Odyssey, it was pretty interesting. And Nolan is pretty good with. I know his sound mixing is weird, but he does a really good job like building things up with the sound, with his music and stuff. Like he's really good at making the tension, and some of these parts are this blatantly like just horrific, just in a good way. Like just it felt like we're in a horror movie, and you could really feel the dread and the horror of running into these things. But the fantastical elements were torn out, so it wasn't feel like it's fantastical.
Again, the dudes on the stilts, man, it looked so bad, bro. I get that you want a lot of practical shit, but sometimes maybe try, a couple of fucking the video 4090s, or you know what I mean? It's just
exactly
on a couple of shots.
What was it? Yeah, it's just like I also get the one to be more grounded, but it was kind of less fun. It wasn't as fantastical. It's just kind of like, okay, here's this, and here's, I guess it's like almost begrudgingly added in the fantastical elements. Like you didn't really want them to be in there, but they had to be in there. You can't really tell the Odyssey without them. Like Cersei was just that's the part with Cersei really, really mundane. She's like some lady in a hut, and they turn Cersei's encounter into a men bad thing. Like, oh yeah, I turn your crew into pigs because that's what they really are underneath. They're all pigs. And everything. They had to be merciful to Cersei. Like, oh, Odysseus like, no, don't kill her. It's fine. We hurt her. She was only defending herself or whatever. Like, okay, well, the men are pigs. And then even when she was convinced to turn them back to humans, she's like, okay, return to your disguise.
Right.
She turned back to humans. It's like, okay, well, just men are pigs. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
I get it.
Thank God that they allowed her to live so she could do this to more unexpected men who happened to come across her.
Yeah, because she did it to all these guys. There's like Odysseus killed a deer, and he killed a deer, and once dead, the deer turned to a man. So that's how he figured out, like, holy crap, this is not a normal area to be. So yeah, the whole feminist stuff really kind of like it weighed it down. Wasn't it was a detriment. Like woke stuff is always a detriment to a film. But when it was allowed to be The Odyssey, it was pretty interesting. When we didn't have to whinge over woe is woman and man bad, and here's a weird casting for this character, and John Leguizamo's stupid voice. He's from Brooklyn. Hey, Odysseus, what the hell? What's going on? But it's like, and he's had a lot of lines. He's gave John Leguizamo a lot of lines.
Unsuspecting. My bad. Yeah, unsuspecting. I knew I was On a different tab. Yeah, unsuspecting. Sorry.
And what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, and Anne Hathaway. She's like, she has that one line where she's like, "I sat on this empty throne for 20 years, and you get to have it because of the whiskers on your chin." It's like, can we have a Wonder Woman moment where some man stands up to this bullshit and says, "No, shut up, sit down." Silence, woman. Look. Steve Trevor did it in 2009 Wonder Woman. Like, how come we can't have men today going, you know what, shut up. All right. The reason why you can't lead is because you're an emotional mess. Because she was. And that was it. Tom Holland's character was very loyal to Odysseus and seemed to have a good head on his shoulders. And the ending battle was very video game-esque. I was surprised by it because it was like, okay, Odysseus is fighting all the suitors. And one guy went to go get the weapons, and Tom Holland kind of stopped him. But it was like a powerful battle between the guy and Tom Holland. Like Tom Holland kept trying to intervene, and the guy kind of threw him off several times. And then he started digging a hole in the ground, into the floor, and it started like throwing weapons through the hole because apparently the whole dining hall where Odysseus was fighting the suitors was right below the weapons place. So it's like
Avi.
It's very video game-esque. Like, stop the guy from throwing down weapons. Let's see. Yeah, we're 17 years, unfortunately. Yeah, this is 2009. We can't do that anymore. We're like, Steve Trevor is like, hey, shut up, Wonder Woman. Let me tell you what's for. Are you gonna listen to me? A man. He's like, you guys, Steve Trevor is just like just laying it down the law. You think you met one or two of us? You think that you know the whole thing? Well, you know what? The Amazons are cowards. So one of the main themes of Wonder Woman turned out to not to be man bad. It turned out to be that the Amazons are cowards because they wall themselves away from society. And that was the whole theme. Like when Wonder Woman figured this out, she kind of encountered this with Steve Trevor. Like, oh yeah, I guess this is kind of cowardly. We shouldn't be walling ourselves away from society. And then the bad guy was like, I betrayed you not because of Ares, because you betrayed us, Hippolyta. You cut us off from the world. And yes, Amazons are women. I mean, Amazons are warriors, but they're still women. They're still women. They
Damn. Based as fuck.
Children. That's what she says. Like she's dying. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like, whoa, this not only is this film not feminist, it's anti-feminist. It's about like, yeah, we should open up and get families and stuff.
Certainly, there were some questions, even from his biggest fans, about Christopher Nolan taking this big swing and adapting something that is the foundation of all of Western civilization storytelling, a mythological tale that's essentially.
Also, I kind of like this part where we kind of see what happened inside the horse and how it's like it really felt like a war movie moment where they're trying to survive in the horse and not be discovered. Like one guy gets stabbed because they're checking to see if guys are in there, and they had to clean off the blood before the sword made it back through. It's pretty interesting. And he's talking about how there's like guys drowning in front of him and stuff. And how I was kind of cool that Menelaus is in there. But it was pretty interesting. I kind of like that part. It was like if the whole entire movie was like this level of intense and not woke, it'd been pretty cool. But the wokeness does bring it down a little bit.
I am so confused on whether you like this fucking movie or not. Lit.
It was very mixed. Like it's very mixed.
The problem with guys like us is that we are despite like wanting to be like grumpy pants sourpusses, Lit Dev is actually a pretty chill dude who likes most things.
Yeah.
And it's like there's so much good here and there's so much wasted potential. It's sad. It's like my love-hate relationship with the sequel trilogy. I didn't hate it when it first came out, but now that I see the fucking rot, it all deserves to burn,
Yeah. I watched She Rides Shotgun last night. I really enjoyed the movie. There's a lot of plot holes in that sumbitch. But Kingsman, Eggy, whatever that actor's name is. Yeah. Him and the little girl, his daughter in the movie, phenomenal fucking performance. Loved the movie, but fuck me, there's a lot of it not makes sense when you start looking at it. But I actually recommend it. Yeah.
The Amazons, I think, in the myths and stuff like that, they would cut off one boob for +1 archery because the boobs get in the way when you firing arrows usually.
epic fantasy, which could be perceived as out of his wheelhouse.
People kind of complain about this, but I kind of like what they did to Agamemnon here, because I watched the movie and like, okay, there's a reason why they dress him up like this, because they're kind of making him out to be this faceless overlord, a terrifying figure, this like untouchable Darth Vader-esque character.
But have you seen the actor that's playing this guy?
No, because they don't show him in the film. I'm pretty sure there's a reason.
Oh boy.
But yeah, they don't show his face. They just kind of show him in the armor, and then one time where he gets killed, but you only see the back of his head. But they kind of set up Agamemnon as like this really overbearing, evil, dark lord kind of looking guy. He didn't do much, but he was like the leader of the Greeks and everything. And the whole thing is that in the movie, they make it so that Odysseus did not want to go to war, but he could not disobey Agamemnon, so he had to. And also he reveres Agamemnon. He treats him like a king. He never betrays him or anything like that. So it was kind of like that. It was kind of like where he was the driving factor behind the war and is the most of the reason why Odysseus had to go. So I kind of like the whole Agamemnon as this untouchable dark lord, but then again, it does clash with the whole grounded elements of the film, because that's a mythical thing, right? It's like a 300 moment where it's like, 300's about a Spartan telling the story of what happened at the Hot Gates at Thermopylae, where it's like, okay, no wonder everything's like monstrous and over the top. So here it's like, okay, are you trying to be grounded or are you trying to be mythical? Because this whole thing about, if you're trying to be mythical, this makes a lot more sense, where he's going to be this over the top, like larger than life kind of character. So it's like, okay, it kind of clashed a little bit, but aside from that, I did like the idea of Agamemnon being this like faceless, untouchable overlord. It was kind of interesting. It's a Megathon. They should $10 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Well, Mad, just like my feelings for She-Ra, Princess of Power, there's hours I could explain why it's embarrassingly bad, but there are just enough that I kind of like it. I think Stu said it was pretty good.
Oh, Stu's a big fan of She-Ra.
Yeah, Netflix She-Ra. He said it was like a 11 out of 10 or something like that, I think.
Yeah. He said peak. It's peak. I mean, every post on X that he talks about She-Ra is Martin Scorsese going peak. It's peak cinema.
Peak cinema. Let's see. There was an AI edit of the scene where he takes off the helmet. Yeah, I saw. Hold on. Oh, wait, I saw the Epstein one, but I don't have that one. 1 second. But I do have this one. 1 second. Come on. Here we go. Here it is. I do have this one. It's Jim Carrey. Puts on the mask.
Oh boy.
See, that would have been a crazy movie.
I'll say this, Jim Carrey, man. I'm embarrassed that I was a fan when I was a child.
A fan of what?
Of
Jim Carrey movies.
Oh, really? I think I still like most of them.
Oh boy.
What's wrong? No, like genuinely, I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah. Well, for me, he's just too big as far as his comedic styling. I'm just not a fan of that.
Okay.
As an adult.
Sure.
It's just loud equals funny.
Oh yeah.
True. I think his facial expressions are worth more than his voice.
Yeah, he's known as the guy with the elastic face.
Yeah.
Some people have an elastic heart. He has an elastic face.
Yeah, like the Prince Clown of baseball. Very famous baseball player way back in the day. Well, he wasn't a player. He was just a guy.
And Stu's breaking out of his cage.
A few between and quite frankly, normal questions and nothing you would consider controversial until a month.
This part was crazy. Like these armored guys kind of come out of the mist and start
on stilts. Yeah.
Without a word, killing people.
Why are they already in their armor? They just hang out like that?
I think it's part of their skin.
And when it was originally announced, nobody really knew who was playing who, but in particular, Travis Scott, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh yeah, Travis Scott, I guess is in there, but it's not really a big deal either.
He's the bard.
There's no rap either. They said, oh yeah, I made an Odyssey rap. There's no rap.
No, that's in the credits.
Oh,
Christopher Nolan helped write it. Yeah, the rap song comes at the end.
Usually when the credits pop up, I just eject from the theater. It's like, I'm done. The movie's over. I don't even watch the credits when I'm watching on like Netflix or something like that. I'm not gonna watch the theater.
Oh fuck no! Even if there's an, the first thing I do when the credits start to roll, I Google, is there an after credit scene, and can I find it on YouTube already?
I just watch it later because I don't want to sit there and watch the credits. It's already a 3-hour movie, and I'm gonna sit there for credits too. Anyway,
Page raised more than a few eyebrows, but didn't hurt the excitement for the film, considering 70mm screens sold out a year in advance. All was quiet for a while until the red flags went up when we found out.
Also, it's really funny to me. It also took me out of the film a little bit, not along with the American accents and everything, and how no one was trying at all to feel like they're part of the times. Is that there's like his crew is like laughably diverse.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an Asian guy in there for some reason. Like, why is there an Asian guy on this? And the Asian guy was of course, the guy that kind of pulled out the wax from his ears and started swimming towards the sirens. That's where they lost that guy. So like, it's this laughably diverse crew.
Who was playing who, including Zendaya playing Athena. And
so they see that face that she's making. That's just the one facial expression she has throughout
she has ever made.
Her entire movie career. I think that's why they have her so like in so many movies, because she has a really good "I'm disappointed in men" face.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really character to be disappointed.
It helped. She was able to bring her own costume from Dune.
Yeah, she doesn't even need any change. Just kind of just have her there looking disappointed, and that's kind of her whole role. They said, "Oh, she did a great job as Athena." How did she do a good job as Athena? She just stood there in the stupid costume. She barely even had to act. It was mainly this face.
You've seen how Rotten Tomatoes is deleting negative reviews, right?
Of course they are. It's Rotten Tomatoes.
What? They've never done this before.
Yeah.
What has changed that Rotten Tomatoes?
What was the movie? Like they had to have it be good, so they kind of just locked it at like 84% or something.
Oh. I know Captain Marvel, they changed a lot of how they do things.
Well, it's just crazy now how like it's so blatant, because now like the Odyssey has a higher review score than like Into the Spider-Verse or some shit. Like classic good movies, like well-beloved ones too. Yeah. It's so obvious. It's way hilarious,
I don't even remember any lines from the movie at all from where Zendaya played Athena, like this Odysseus, or the Odyssey. She plays Athena, and she just has this face. That's about it. She has a few lines, but they're kind of meaningless. They're kind of meaningless. And in the lines that she does have, it's like chastising men. Like, oh, what, like just kind of under the guise of godly wisdom or something. But she barely has any lines. And her whole role is mainly this face, looking disappointed at men face. And that's about it. She's like, we can just cut out Athena. She's kind of a dead weight in the movie too. Helen of Troy, dead weight. We didn't really need Clytemnestra either, although she does carry a lot more. Clytemnestra doesn't have any speaking lines, and is only in the movie for maybe a second, but does more in the movie, to affect the movie than Helen of Troy does.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clytemnestra kills Agamemnon, and Agamemnon is dead because she killed him, and then that's why Odysseus is able to speak with him when he goes to the underworld. And then Agamemnon's like, "Hey, don't just walk in like a king, because then you probably get killed." Also, you can tell it's kind of feminist because they have all this stuff, right? But part of the whole story with Agamemnon and the Oresteia is that Agamemnon brought with him an additional wife as a trophy from Troy, and that wife was Cassandra. Cassandra was able to see the future, and so Cassandra was able to see her murder, Agamemnon's murder. But here's the thing: Clytemnestra also killed Cassandra, so it's woman on woman violence in the actual story. Can't really have that today, right? Can't really have that today. Can't really have a woman killing a woman, especially not in the Odyssey, like a feminist Odyssey.
And Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. But the most controversial casting of...
Whoa. See, here's your Achilles.
Wait, what the fuck? Is this real?
I'm pretty sure they started it, like just made it all tiny, but like this is pretty much what you would see if Ellen of Troy played Achilles.
Helen of Troy.
I'm just. It feels like Nerdrotic made them smaller.
Yeah, it's
this has to be a bit.
It's not actually that tiny. Pretty sure.
Or that guy is just massive. Like, oh, actually, you know what? Look at him compared to the other people.
Yeah,
he's pretty tall. Yeah,
he might just be that tall.
Okay, yes.
Zendaya playing Athena,
but he didn't arrive on Beanstalk.
Hello, he's an ice giant.
And Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy,
this is Clytemnestra.
Troy, the face.
This is Clytemnestra. Most of the shots you'll see from the movie is Clytemnestra because she actually has a little bit. She's a movie a little bit, but she has way more of an effect on the movie than Helen. Helen of Troy just kind of sits there and does really nothing.
That launched 1,000 ships. But the most controversial casting of them all is Elliot Page, who was rumored to play Achilles, which ended up not being true.
Look at that. When you graduate high school with 40 years of experience. His ancient face.
Elliot Page ended up being cast as Sinon, a character who wasn't even in the Iliad or the Odyssey. As bad as that was, what made things worse was the perceived association Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey had with Emily Wilson's feminist translation of Homer's work. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our brothers and sisters who are history enthusiasts who were pointing out the inaccuracy of the armor and, I don't know, the Viking.
Oh man, if you're gonna put on all the inaccuracies, you're gonna be here all day.
Ship that apparently identifies as a Greek ship. And then there's the overall Hollywood hypocrisy of an industry that is absolutely obsessed with identity, yet they ignored the identity of the country of origin of Homer's poem, Greece. Hypocrisy that was best exemplified
Gary,
in two.
It's a myth. It didn't really happen.
It's a myth. It's a fairy
tale. Don't touch Wakanda. Wakanda's real, damn it. This is real in my heart.
Real. That's real though. You can't mess with that though. Caravaggio, LD, what do you make of the rumors that Ellen Page was originally cast as Achilles and there was extensive rewrites? I'm pretty sure that's accurate because mainly because of the scene where Odysseus meets Ellen Page in the underworld because he meets Achilles.
That's supposed to be Achilles. Yeah.
He meets Achilles there in the actual story. So it's like, yeah, kind of felt like they did some rewrites and they couldn't really handle that level of scrutiny. It's like, no, we can't weather this particular storm. So you are now a lesser character.
Do you think? I mean, I haven't seen it, but do you think they could have just made that change the ADR?
They totally could.
Maybe they could have, yeah, possibly.
Like they, CG is so good and like all that shit. Like Christopher Nolan would absolutely like do that and. Like if he's doing it to protect Ellen, Elliot, whatever, like almost fair enough. But I do think that they were trying to make him fucking.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I take that back because part of the reason why his fucking sound mix is so horrible is because he doesn't want any ADR, and he also wants to use IMAX, the loudest fucking camera you can find.
Let's see.
Posts from Variety on X, the first one of which Moana creatives on working closely to honor Polynesian culture and tradition.
Oh yeah, this is the funny part that came out. It's like, because the Hollywood, who's very, very focused on supporting and embracing all cultures and making sure everyone is represented. They came out with this work, the Moana live action, and they're so proud that they were trying to represent Polynesian culture and traditions perfectly and accurately. On this at the same time that Christopher Nolan was making an Odyssey movie without a single Greek in there. Interesting. And with tons of race swaps and stuff.
And why representation matters. Yet it appears that Variety completely forgot.
It only matters when it's brown people. That's kind of what happens. Representation only matters when it's brown people. If it's any even if it's vaguely European, doesn't matter because like, oh, that's white. We don't need to represent white culture.
Just a month earlier,
because white people don't have any culture. That's right. White people don't have culture.
Wait,
even though they clearly do.
Hey, chat. What are y'all supposed to remind me next time I hang out with Gary to go over and fix his fucking hats?
What's wrong with his hats? It's like a little.
That was fine, but it just reminds me. Yeah, he never forms the bill correctly.
Oh yeah.
This hat you don't do it with, but yeah, there was some other hat, and I think I told y'all to remind me. Y'all didn't remind me this time because I'm going to be seeing him soon.
It's hey, fix your hats.
Fix his hat and change out that earring for like a feather, like he's
a feather.
Yeah, like that dude from Stone Cold, the movie, not the wrestler, the Bosworth. Yeah,
the Bosworth. Let's see.
Genuinely asking, why doesn't representation matter in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey? They clap back with, these are just trolls who have a silly and wildly inaccurate argument. And just like that, The Odyssey dived headfirst into the culture war. There were criticisms from many, including Elon Musk, and the unthinkable happened. A Christopher Nolan film was ratioed on YouTube, leading many to believe that this film would be a flop.
More or less.
It's hard to tell because the extension everybody uses to see the downvotes is no longer accurate. It's just a guess.
It goes over like trends and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, YouTube should just bring back the downvote button.
Oh,
it should just bring it back.
Literally, like, part of me is like, we should get Donald Trump to tell YouTube to bring back the downvote.
Yeah.
What if Trump and Elon Musk got together and bought YouTube? It'd be kind of funny.
Right? Look, hey, Donald got that player brought back there in soccer. Thank God that shit's over. Too many people were finding out how cool America is. We don't want them knowing. You don't.
Well, we gotta keep that coolness to ourselves.
Based on everything they've seen from Hollywood over the last 10 years, eventually the corporate critics and influencers were allowed to see the film. And unsurprisingly, the corporate critics and influencers overwhelmingly love it.
Butts. I became this meme that's crying in every movie.
We love it. And once again, I'm going to have to differ with the corporate critics and maybe most of humanity because I was overwhelmingly whelmed with The Odyssey. I wish I could tell you that the questionable casting, considering how little they were in the film, didn't affect my suspension of disbelief, or the red flags from that questionable casting weren't a sign of a story that will deconstruct the hero, or this film wasn't affected by modernity and influenced by Emily Wilson's translation. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is a mythological tale that has been grounded into dirt, and it turns out a lot of people's concerns were completely justified. I would call it bullet point plot. Now, maybe this is just me, but I was expecting a grand sweeping adventure that would be immersive and, hey, a little fun because Nolan is capable of that, all while being thoughtful. What I ended up seeing was a 3-hour drama that felt both rushed and too long at the same time. And while there were some...
I kind of feel like you kind of have to know the Odyssey a little bit to understand, because it does skip over quite a bit. Like Calypso is just like a random lady on an island living in not even a hut. It's like kind of living in some ruins. I don't. She's just like a random lady on an island. It's like, what a waste of Charlize Theron as Calypso. It's just like she lives on a beach. She's like a beach bum. I don't. And apparently she made Odysseus stay with her for like 7 years because she kept feeding him lotus. Let's see. Megalithon, it's the $5 super chat. I'll have you know, Hollywood, that I do have a culture. It's Franco-Ontarian. Flag and everything.
Yeah, I just Googled this shit. It's fucking French Canadian. Ugh. You know what's worse than Canadians? French Canadians.
The French.
Oh, look at me. I'm so important. I learned 2 languages. Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Speaking of the French, it's they did Claire Obscura Expedition 33, and there's unapologetically French in that one. They give you like mime outfits to wear. If you go to New Game Plus, you can get a baguette as a weapon. So they I like how unapologetically French they are. That's pretty cool.
Good scenes that we will get to. They are far and few between and mostly surrounded by exposition dumps of people saying really obvious things. And as far as the immersion goes, well, this mythological tale that is set at a specific time in a specific region feels very modern. And instead of an adventure, you get a slow plotting drama that is a study in loss, regret, and PTSD, which is a bit of a surprise considering the editing for this film, because Chris Nolan has taken his trademark nonlinear storytelling and dialed it up to 11. The film opens up with Travis Scott's The Bard doing some slam poetry recounting the fall of...
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
I just thought it was some black guy. I don't know. I don't know what the guy looks like. Actually, I was like, okay, he's not rapping or anything. He's just kind of like setting up the movie. Like there was a man who sailed or went to Troy or something like that.
He said modern rap is the closest thing to how bards would have done it back then.
They blackwashed Homer. Is that who that's supposed to be?
I think it might be like a stand for Homer. Yeah.
They blackwashed Homer. Okay.
That makes sense though. But what this tells us though is that the Greeks invented rap.
Yeah, take
that.
His
logic. Yep.
That. The Greeks invented rap.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but there was a rapping dog on the Titanic.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I saw that movie.
Yeah.
People don't know this. Yeah, it's very, very not so well known fact, but there was a rapping dog on the Titanic. He died on the Titanic.
Oh no!
But there was a rapping dog on the Titanic. It's canonical. It was not true, but it's canonical.
Troy, and then we're immediately into our first flashback where Elliot Page's Sinan is waddling across a beach and then getting killed in front of the Trojan horse. And no, Elliot Page's Sinan isn't just some pity-casting insignificant cameo. Elliot serves as a bookend to the story of sorts. Since it wouldn't be possible for me to recount even a basic plot synopsis in the order that Christopher Nolan told it, which would take at the very least a spreadsheet and at most 1,000 yards of yarn and pushpins, I'll try to keep this as linear as possible because I'm not kidding. We have multiple perspectives recounting stories where we get flashbacks within the recounted stories. I am aware this is how Odysseus recounts his journey in the poem. I'm also aware that this is a technique that has worked very well for Nolan in the past, but it doesn't work very well here. And apologies for any possible spoilers for an almost 3,000-year-old story. Odysseus, played by
How dare you, Gary,
is stranded on an island and tripping balls on the lotus flower with the mysterious nymph Calypso, played by a 60-year-old woman with plastic surgery. And unless you read Homer's Odyssey, Calypso will remain a mystery because they give absolutely no...
They don't tell you anything about her in the movie. She's just kind of like some beach bum who fed him lotus. That's about it. She's just like a regular lady too. So like, oh, is she a nymph? Like, what is she? They don't even tell you. She's like a beach bum lady. That's about it. I found this really good video that I was trying to, on the rap topic. I was trying to find this, but it was like this guy actually telling you about the Odyssey while singing and playing a lyre. It's pretty cool, but I can't find it, but I'll find it a little bit.
No characterization or background on her. She's just woman on an island. While Odysseus struggles to remember his past, most of his...
That's one of the things I didn't like about the movie is that it stripped away so much of the fantastic elements that it felt way too mundane. It didn't feel epic because it didn't feel fantastical anymore. And you need to have the fantasy elements in there to tell the Odyssey. You can't do it's not Batman. Right? You can't just strip away all the cool comic book stuff and still have an interesting grounded version of Batman. You have to have the fantastic elements in the Odyssey. It's essential. It's absolutely essential.
His kingdom of Ithaca believe him to be dead, and a gaggle of suitors led by Robert Pattinson's Antinous have invaded his palace and are drinking him out of house and home while trying to court his wife Penelope, played by Anne Hathaway. She has been stalling them for years and trying to protect her son Telemachus, played by Tom Holland, whose life is constantly in danger. And the only people in the kingdom that really believe Odysseus is still alive is Penelope, Telemachus, the swineherder Aeneas, played by the Colombian John Leguizamo, and Odysseus's dog Argus. Meanwhile, back on the island of Ogygia with Calypso, played by Charlize Theron, Odysseus, played by
Matt Damon,
starts to slowly
I have to say that's the biggest thing to get me out of the movie is that Odysseus is Matt Damon. Because Matt Damon. It's wow. It's like the one of the guys I would not see as Odysseus is Matt Damon. Shribbles 08, thanks for the 2 super chats. I blame Stu for Nolan's The Odyssey. Thanks, boo. Yes, Stu. Why'd you do this, Stu?
I'm sorry. I don't know. But that's all you'll get out of me for $2 super chat.
Call is passed after the 10-year war that led to the fall of Troy. Now, the Trojan horse and the sack of Troy loom like a shadow over the story and Odysseus. That's why Nolan made the decision to spread it throughout the film. And I was mostly okay with this until you get to the end and learn that it looms like a shadow over the film, because it's all about how it's interpreted, and we'll get to that. But after the sack, as Agamemnon makes his way home, Odysseus takes a slower route where he occasionally runs into Athena, played by Zendaya. And I have to point out,
the video I was looking for is now set to private. That's weird. But the one with this guy actually sings the Odyssey while playing the lyre. I don't know why it's private now.
Unlike Lupita Nyong'o playing Clytemnestra and Helen of Troy, Elliot Page playing Sinon, and this guy playing H-1B Greek, credit where credit.
Yes. Oh, yes, this is H-1B Greek soldier.
is due within the story. They do explain why Athena looks like this. And that's another thing we'll get to in just a bit. Now, before we get to one of my favorite parts of the movie, I want to give you my favorite scene when these two guys announce themselves as Greek soldiers.
We're Greeks from Ithaca.
No, you're not.
And here I was thinking there wasn't any levity in this film. But this brings us to the Odyssey portion of the Odyssey, which is the 10-year journey from Troy to Ithaca, which is about the middle third of the movie. And outside of the horrific casting, this is the biggest question I had for this movie from the get-go. How will Christopher Nolan deal with gods and monsters? Since everybody's going to bring it up, I know how Troy handled them. They didn't. It was my criticism back then and remains my criticism today. As far as the Odyssey is concerned, they did a little more. The gods are either depicted as forces of nature or what could be interpreted as PTSD delusions, but there are monsters, starting with the giant cyclops Polymephus, which did look cool. This is exactly what I came to this movie to see. Unfortunately, despite the very impressive practical effects, it still felt a little flat, including there being no conversation between Odysseus and the Cyclops and no use.
Yeah, because I had this thought of, is it scary if he doesn't talk, or is it scary if he talks? Because to me, it's like it's scary if he talks because that means he knows what he's doing. He's not just a wild animal. He's doing this out of he knows what he's doing, and that makes him more cruel. So I thought that it'd be way better if he spoke, but in this one, he's more like a wild beast.
Use of the name Nobody and no other Cyclops. Just in case you're not familiar with the story, the Nobody thing is kind of important. So in the poem, Odysseus gets the Cyclops drunk. He asks Odysseus what's his name. He responds with nobody. So when Odysseus is stabbing him in the eye and Polymephus is crying out for the other Cyclops and they ask who is harming you, he responds with nobody. Nolan said he tried to put it in, but it just wouldn't work. And again, it looked fantastic. And this is one of the few supernatural monster scenes that Nolan actually spent time on, where by the end you actually
welcome back.
What did I miss? Did we win?
Feel sorry for the Cyclops. And
this going over the Cyclops part of the Odyssey.
Did like that bit, but this is where I started noticing a major omission from Odysseus's character, because in the story, he's kind of famous for being cheeky. Instead, we get a very somber and serious.
Very cunning.
Yeah, he's supposed to be cunning and he's like this witty.
He tries to outwit people.
Yeah, that was it. That's why there's a whole joke of like, nobody, nobody poked out my eye, nobody.
Right, yeah.
He's kind of a trollish figure, but this one he's just kind of depressed and sad.
Yeah, way better.
For some reason he's just like, I guess he's angry or whatever, but like, the reason why that's the reason why Odysseus, wants to hear the siren song is because like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So when he does it in this movie, he kind of feels out of character because aren't you supposed to be like sad and depressed?
Right, that just sounds like something a Chad would do, like some frat boy. Like, no, just tie me up, bro. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. And then he slept with Calypso because, like, yeah, he's a Chad. I'm waiting for my men to get ready to go. And like, just why not? That's how it's done. Everything's okay. But what was it? Yeah, so like Odysseus was like a complete Chad in the Odyssey. He was like he's able to weather everything. He's able to think his way out of all kinds of predicaments. And this one, he is just sad and depressed and kind of down on himself and everything. And I guess that's one interpretation. It's just, I guess it's one thing. He's kind of guilty about what he allowed to happen in Troy. Mm-hmm. And that's your interpretation. All right. I can weather that as long as it's consistent, and it kind of is for the most part, I guess. That's what I'm saying. If you like Nolanisms, you might like the movie if you like Nolanisms like that.
Odysseus is also like one quarter god. His grandfather is Hermes. So like he's also like maybe not Hercules level, because Hercules can like bring down the fucking sun, but like Odysseus can pretty much do anything. Like he is stronger than Olympian level athletes,
So, yeah. Wait, back in the time of the gods and monsters or whatever, did they have like a 1-drop rule?
What do you mean?
One drop blood?
Yeah, one drop of god blood in you, and you're
he's
basically
like Native Americans. Like, okay,
yeah, they did with black people. If you had, it's called the one drop rule. Like if there's any trace of black heritage, then you're considered black. There's like Jim Crow era.
I believe so it goes Titan, God, demigod, quasi-deity, and it stops at quarter.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren. It stops at Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, that's why he's able to, like, after 20 years, he's able to, like, kill the entire room of suitors. Because I also watched The Return, and in the Odyssey, Nolan's Odyssey, he's having trouble fighting everybody. Like, it's a battle, and he's just trying to fight everybody. He's kind of sucks at fighting because he's depressed, I guess. But in The Return, where Odysseus is played by Ralph Fiennes, he is complete and utter Chad. He's just like, boom. He's just like firing arrow, dead. One shot, one kill. Then he runs out of arrows, and he just like walks up and casually starts killing everybody. Like, they start attacking him, and he's like, "No, this sword is mine now." Stab.
Yeah, that bull bow has like a 600-pound pole.
That's insane level bow. Like, it's a crazy level bow. So you die. If you get shot with it, you die. That's kind of how that will work out for you. So in The Return, the movie The Return, he's just like, okay, well, let's go ahead and fire this arrow. You're dead. And everyone and Odysseus is ruthless in that one. People are like, no, please, Odysseus. Like, they come out and it's like they put their hands up. Please, Odysseus, I'm so sorry. Dead. He just kills all the suitors ruthlessly. This is without question. And then he's just okay, I'm out of arrows. Let me go ahead and start stabbing everybody. And hey, prostrate old man kneeling on his or kneeling down in front of me, slit throat. This casually just kills everybody.
Odysseus in a very somber and serious film. But now Odysseus and his crew are cursed to wander the sea for years because they harmed the son of Poseidon. And their next stop is not the floating island of Aeolia that was left out with a lot of other stuff. No, it's the Lystragonians, the land of bloodthirsty cannibal giants. Now, we didn't necessarily see them being cannibals, and they weren't necessarily giants, but they were big and in steel-plated armor in the Bronze Age, but I don't have a problem with their look. It kind of reminds me of the lore of the remnants of a pre-Diluvian advanced civilization. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but it was, and it played out something like this.
Everybody, you guys know what that means?
And see,
Pre-Diluvian,
antediluvian. It means like older or something like that. Like,
no, before the flood.
Yeah, like way older.
Yeah.
And see, but yeah, a lot of the now that they mention, I didn't think about this while watching the movie, but now they mention it, it was kind of like this. Because this happens several times where they go to an island and then they have to run away, and then they go to another island and then they have to run away. And it kind of was like this, yeah.
After that
run away.
Short scene, they're off to their encounter with Circe, played by Samantha Morton, where it's been reported by some influencers and corporate critics that her performance was on the level of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, fuck off.
What did I miss?
Who said this?
Heath Ledger's the Joker. Come on, you know how the thing is like Rick and Morty is a pretty fun show, but it's the fan base that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of feels like that. Like Nolan's Odyssey is fine. It was kind of entertaining to watch, despite a lot of its downfalls. But it's the critics who are just like, holy fuck you,
Morton. Where it's been reported
she was barely in the movie, first of all, and her performance was just really generic. Like this very generic performance
by some influencers and corporate critics that her performance was on the level of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Like then why is anyone talking about her if it was that good? Because it wasn't that good.
Heath Ledger's Joker was basically his swan song. He will never play another role again.
That has died.
Yeah, he's dead. Like,
what? When?
It's incredibly disrespectful to compare anything to that unless it's like beyond phenomenal,
Also, he worked for that role. Like he was like I think he locked himself in a hotel room for a couple of weeks, just reading like The Killing Joke and stuff like that, trying to come up with the Joker persona that he was going to put on. You think this lady actually her role was so generic that it was just like, okay, that was the Circe part, I guess. The main part of the role was like, oh yeah, men bad thing. It was just a generic piece of acting. Heath Ledger. Man, the critics are so awful. Like this is just so bad. The critics are the real bad part of this film. It's like the mainstream guys is this glazing it to no end. You can. It's so bad that all these you could just be a woman in a movie now and just get praised to high heavens. Oh, this is the standard of acting. Like she was in the movie for like a couple of minutes, and it was so generic. Like she just exists. You just exist as a woman in a movie now, and you're like, oh, it was the greatest piece of acting we've ever seen. Like, no, it wasn't though. Aaron Azari says Heath Ledger is extremely overrated, so I can kind of see comparing original Odyssey to that. But like Heath Ledger's Joker, that was pretty good. It was definitely not Heath Ledger's Joker.
Dude, yeah, that role was so impactful. People are still talking about it to this day, and we've had like 1,000 Batmans since then. We've even had another really good Nolan-style Batman, like The Batman, you know, the movie with the Riddler and whatnot. Like that was actually not a bad movie. It was quite okay.
I agree because I can't rewatch it. I don't know why. I guess
because the Riddler turned out to be a disappointment. I thought it was going to be like, okay, trash bag Riddler. Maybe he's pretty cool later. No,
I think Robert Pattinson is a phenomenal actor, and I think he did a good job.
Yeah, and he actually nailed it. And boy, he was trying so hard to shrug off Twilight. It's crazy.
Oh, he tried really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Megathons, I think Nolan's Odyssey works better if you picture Matt Damon as his character from the Great Wall coming back from China. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be kind of. I saw that movie.
I like that movie.
It was a pretty interesting movie. I didn't think it'd be like that, but
it was crazy.
I didn't even choose to watch it. Like I had Amazon on like autoplay, and like it just started playing the Great Wall. But it was interesting. It was kind of cool, and he's also an archer there too, I think. So.
While it was good, I would say pump the brakes on the overpraise. Now, every stop Odysseus and
no kidding, man.
And what's left of his crew makes is for provisions. This time the crew is pissed off enough to tell Odysseus to stay back as they go up and talk to Circe. And as they walk up to her house, they see a lot of docile predators like lions and cheetahs and discarded armor. Nothing suspicious there. And this leads into what is my favorite moment and scene in the film, at least in the beginning. Circe feeds the crew and they just start eating savagely. And then she eventually turns them all into pigs. It's both gruesome and cool. It is a genuine horror scene, and this is one of the few times in the film where the music actually fits. But as what happens a lot in the Odyssey,
and then like they speak with the people from the underworld. After a while, they speak with Agamemnon, they speak with Sinon, and then Sinon, of course, chastises Odysseus for stuff because everything's Odysseus' fault. It's kind of like the whole thing from the Netflix live action Avatar. Everything is Aang's fault. Everything is Odysseus' fault. And then we have to keep chastising him and yelling at him and wagging our fingers at him the entire movie because a white man must feel bad. And then they kind of bring up all of his unburied dead, and they start chasing after him, and we get another scene of run away.
Let's go, or whatever he says.
Yeah, let's go, run away.
The resolution is a bit rushed.
The thing about that is in the trailer it makes it seem as though they are running towards battle when it's the actual opposite in the movie.
Exactly. Whereas they're just running away.
Of course, they were going to have Odysseus staying there for a year and banging Circe. Instead, we get what I believe is one of the least subtle moments of leaning into the spirit of the Emily Wilson translation by making Circe some sort of trauma survivor. Circe holds a dagger to Odysseus's neck as she talks about the men's
you rape and you pillage and stuff like that. These men kill and rape and pillage for you.
But it's totally cool at this time. What's your problem?
Yeah, just it's fine. Everyone does that. Yeah.
Gluttony, toxicity, and thirst for war. And in isolation, it would have been fine and matches what's in the poem. But you also have to consider that they radically changed the character of Circe so they could really lean into what is a through line in the film. Toxic masculinity. The good old misunderstood female antagonist. Odysseus apologizes for his men's toxic masculinity and gets directions to Hades, where Odysseus once again runs into the shade of...
he does apologize for his men for some reason. They didn't do anything to her. I mean, the one guy does tackle her, but only because like she gets freaked out and stuff like that. He's like trying to calm her down. He goes, "No, we're not here to hurt you or anything. We're just looking for some food and stuff like that." So That's like the worst that happens that they do to her. And she goes, "Oh, I have plenty of food. Let me share it with you." And but she's like the idea of them being soldiers, but they also kind of like connected to like what they did with Troy, which was they pillaged and killed everyone, and they had no mercy in Troy. And that's kind of what Odysseus is feeling bad about, that he allowed this to happen. Like his plan was to make the horse. His plan was to do the whole trickery of here's a gift to the Trojans and everything. And to use that gift of peace to enter the city and betray that offering, and to open the gates and let everyone in. And then he saw like, okay, cool, we're gonna conquer Troy. And then he saw the carnage that unleashed, because of it's like been 10 years of hatred and bloodshed, and everyone started going insane. And that's kind of what happened in the movie Troy as well. Like everyone was going,
especially in the director's cut, they show a lot more about what happened inside that city.
So, like,
it's not pretty. And so
no,
they kind of everyone is paying for their sins essentially.
I'm gonna be annoying again and glaze the fucking musical, because they included a guilt-ridden Odysseus way better than this, and it has nothing to do with toxic masculinity. It has everything to do with being a king. Because
that's a way better version of it then.
Yeah, because like I do mean it. Like I will send you a playlist. Just watch it. Like have a drink. It's 3 hours. Like it's long, but like it is that good. And like no one's allowed to watch the final song with me, because that's when Penelope and Odysseus get back together, and there's this really good moment. It's can you take the wedding bed outside? And he's just, he's so like emotionally destroyed over that, and then her response to it, fucking Nat 20 scene. Like, oh my god, like it's so unbelievably good. And like, yeah, the fact, the whole point of the film, or of the musical, is the weight of leadership and the finality of things. Like essentially the only solution was to annihilate all of Troy, leave nothing left alone. Did Odysseus kill Hector's son in wait, is it Hector?
I don't remember that part.
Hector's the one that gets killed by Achilles.
Yeah, Hector dies by Achilles, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hector, not Hector's son. The infant that fucking Odysseus smeared on the walls of fucking Troy. Like, because Zeus appears in a vision and says, you need to kill this kid, otherwise he is going to be a thorn in your side, like when he gets older and you get older.
Do you think Zeus came back and was? Do you think Zeus came back? Whoa! I said kill. Nobody said anything about fucking smearing him on the goddamn wall. My God!
But well done. I didn't think of that, but
it's like, well, that certainly was a solution.
I mean, geez, my dude.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead and show Hutzel, and then the one.
Hutzel says, "Those dude, keep glazing epic musical. It's amazing."
Okay, Thunderbringer is the song Zeus sings to Odysseus and the crew after they slaughter the cows belonging to Helios, right? That song was the final piece of the puzzle I needed. This is not a joke, to completely overcome my depression. I'm not fucking joking, because by the end of that song, I was like, I want to be Zeus. It's so
wow.
It's so fucking good. You have no idea. And I would love to just sit there and like observe you guys like absorb this thing.
What a Stu thing to say. Not I want to be one of the lower tier gods or even a demigod. I want to be motherfucking Zeus.
No, you don't understand. You need to see the animation. It's not that like I want to be evil, chaotic, evil, rapey Zeus. That's not what I'm interested in. I want to be the Zeus in this animation, because this guy shows up and he's like, hey, someone's got to die, and you get to decide who dies. And he is so fucking cool throughout the entire song. Like he's in total control, total confidence, and no one's arguing with him. Everyone understands what's about to happen and why. And like that kind of shit is the shit I want. That's the guy I want to be. You know?
Along came Stu.
I know what animatic you're talking about. Dude, everyone fucking knows that animatic because it's legendary. It's actually that good.
Wait, are we talking about
the
animatic, the Animaniacs?
No. It's
Animaniacs.
animatic.
No,
Whenever you do like a storyboard and you present the storyboard as your animation, it's called an animatic. Because
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Only
Yeah.
parts of it are animated.
Yeah, but the dum-dums in the chat, that's who you
Yeah,
need to
for
explain.
everyone else,
right.
yeah.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
Let's see. So Stu is basically going.
You are going to love it. I am. It's so good.
It is good. It is more and here's the thing too. They did change one major thing that is that is a turnoff. Odysseus does not sleep with Calypso or Circe during the musical. However,
just to make it more like palatable, because that's kind of iffy today.
Well, the musical itself is about the love between Penelope and Odysseus, and even in the poem, like even in the poem, like like Odysseus's love for Penelope is actually quite well regarded. So the guy who wrote the musical chose to focus on that rather than anything else. Like
and sleeping around with some nymphs and stuff.
Yeah, he one of the lines he says, "I will trade the world to see my son and wife," and boy, howdy does he! Like it's so good.
Well, unfortunately for the Nolan's Odyssey, while I did like some parts about it, even Neurotic had to admit he liked some parts about it. The woke stuff is always a detriment, and I have to say,
there isn't a fucking laundry detergent or dry cleaning product known to man that will get that clean. Some shit, suffice it to say, just don't wash out.
Dude, I could not believe that was Joel Edgerton.
Oh, as a Hugo.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Oh, Karnak, maybe I'm not being very clear of what Epic the Musical is. It is just a series of like MP3s. Like it's just 40 MP3s put together. There is no stage play. People have been animating it on their own because the songs are so good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think if we just like the musical for some reason, Stu's going to be like,
yeah, Stu's a little bit more of a stable, normal person, despite everything you've ever heard Stu say about himself.
I like being dramatic for sure. You know that.
Yeah, but like, okay, time to have a 6-year crusade.
Yeah, that's the moment where I turn on Mad and Lit Dev.
Yeah.
You didn't like the songs? How dare you?
That was my one thing.
You both have joined the House of Apologists. Led by the legendary Ray Apologist. Rape apology.
Page's Sinon. And this is where it becomes very hard to argue that this was simply just a brief and insignificant cameo and pity casting, or stunt casting as some would call it, despite the
man. Look, wearing your daddy's suit. Look at this suit. Ellen Page is swimming in the suit. Like someone else gave Ellen Page like a blazer or something like that. It makes it look even more like this teenager who just graduated high school last week.
Yeah,
with 40 years of experience.
It looks like it would be a movie where the babies talk.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. So like one of those kind of old school movies.
That is the most fucking specific thing you've ever said. And I totally understand what you mean.
Right, you know what I mean, right?
I know exactly what you're saying. That's so funny. I will use that forever. Thank you.
The movie where the babies talk,
Yeah.
5+ minutes of screen time, Elliot Page's Sinon turns out to be a significant character. Elliot Page's Sinon confronts Odysseus about
obviously it was going to be Achilles. So of course,
lying to him about being left behind to present the Trojan horse, not knowing that the Greek soldiers were in it. Odysseus tells Sinon,
I didn't like the whole modern day thing of like, oh, it's all your fault. Wag finger at the main character. They did this with Picard. They did this with Aang from the live action Netflix. It is with like pretty much every male character that's that used to be cool and we liked, and now we have to see them ran through the mud and like, it's your fault. You suck. You fail.
He needed him to believe the lie.
Witnessing the death throes of the woke era. Again, give this like 3 more years. This will be done. Like,
by the way, they're already making articles like woke is still good. See, everything else failed not because of politics, but because of other factors. That's why they need at least one movie to be woke and to succeed.
Yeah.
And they're just rallying around the Odyssey right now. Like, look, it was woke and it succeeded.
For the deception. Elliot Page's Sinan also informs Odysseus that when he took the place of Robert Pattinson's Antinous, his family was offered money, but they welched on the deal, framing Elliot Page's Sinan as a victim of both the protagonist and antagonist. So Christopher Nolan chose to take a character who wasn't even in the Iliad or the Odyssey, deliberately change their story because Sinan did know the Greek soldiers were in the Trojan horse in a completely different poem, and then cast Sinan as Elliot Page, making Sinan one of the few good honorable.
By the way, hold on.
Because Sinan did know the Greek soldiers were in the Trojan horse in a completely different poem, and then cast Sinan.
So that's the actual size. All right. So
they didn't change it that much.
Does feel better.
Change it that much, but yeah, that's the actual size. It's a little bit bigger.
As Elliot Page, making Sinan one of the few good.
So tiny. Look, here's your Achilles.
Honorable men.
And the guy on the right there is like, what the hell?
Right.
He's looking like, what is this?
In this story, where Sinan is both a symbol of Odysseus's shame and part of his motivation to go home, to seek retribution against what is the leader of the suitors, Robert Pattinson's Antinous, if terrorizing his wife Penelope and son Telemachus wasn't enough. In other words, it's really hard to argue that this wasn't subversive casting meant to be provocative. One could argue Christopher Nolan is known for bringing back actors that he likes, and I would argue that both things can be true, because you'll have a hard time convincing me that Elliot Page was cast on their acting prowess in a scene that dominated their time in the underworld, taking away screen time from the brilliant James Remar's Tiresias, the blind prophet, and we didn't.
Okay, yeah, that's Tiresias there. He's kind of like the guy that kind of connects them, like the living to the dead. This is the character that if a trans actor is involved at all, this is the character that a trans actor should have played, was Tiresias. Because he actually canonically does shift between male and female.
Blind prophet, and we didn't get to see Odysseus interact with the shades of Achilles, Ajax, his mother, all of whom I would have much rather seen than seeing Sinan whine about being lied.
Ajax is really cool in the Troy movie. That guy was awesome.
The director's cut, because of all the gore they add, it's so much better.
I gotta watch it.
When they hit the beach. Yeah, watch the director's cut. It's fucking worth it.
The whole scene where they kind of take the beach of Troy was epic. That was also pretty cool.
So much better with the gore.
I gotta watch it more. I gotta watch that the director's cut
too. Now, when I originally heard about this scene, I suspected that
David Musselman has a thing I want to address real quick.
Is it this?
Yeah.
Elliot talking about what it means to be a man and how to be masculine. The interview was one of the most feminine female conversations I've ever heard. I haven't seen that, but I'm not really taking any advice on how to be masculine from Ellen of Troy. It's not.
So I've met thousands of people, and one of the people that lived with me for a little while was a trans man. And like the thing is, like when that person showed up my door, it's not my place to discuss their medical issues, but they are medically weird. You know what I mean?
Insane.
Not mentally deficient, but like physically, chemically odd. Is that? I think that's. I think that's fair.
I got it.
Yeah, we got it. So that person grew up as a girl and then became a guy, or chose to be a guy, or whatever the fuck words make you less angry. Yeah. When they showed up at my house, they acted like a guy. You know, they acted like an insecure, like depressed guy, but a guy. Like we had guy conversations about, you know, like responsibility and loneliness
Boobs.
and you know, good shit. Like there are other trans guys that I've talked to, all fucking girls. All fucking girly ass weirdos that have no clue what it means to be a man. But that trans guy who showed up at my house, more of a man than Elliot Page will ever be.
The guy that's like trying to like actually think what they think masculinity is without
they're LARPing. They're completely LARPing.
Yeah, very much so. I'd say.
might be playing a proxy for the Shade of Achilles, but in truth, Sinan is playing a proxy for Elpenor, another male character that Elliot Page was rumored to play. Odysseus does encounter the Shade of Agamemnon, who informs him that he was killed upon his return by the now twin sister of Helen of Troy, Clytemnestra, due to the fact that he did sacrifice their daughter for some favorable winds. And Agamemnon warns Odysseus to be careful of.
He does do that in the poem. It's not. I don't think it's in the Odyssey. I don't know. I don't remember anyway. But it is in the Oresteia. That's why Clytemnestra wants Agamemnon killed, because Agamemnon does sacrifice his daughter for favorable winds, and it works. It works.
Well, yeah, of course it worked.
And then Clytemnestra kind of gained a lover, and they plotted Agamemnon's death. And then Agamemnon came home from Troy with Cassandra, like another wife. And then Clytemnestra killed them both. And then Orestes killed Clytemnestra and her lover. And then we had the whole thing with the Furies.
Upon his return home. And then almost as if it's obligatory.
The woman who played Helen of Detroit should play Orestes.
You say Helen of Detroit?
Helen of Detroit.
Yeah, she needs to play Orestes.
That'd be kind of weird, because Orestes is a guy.
No, the pun is the name, Orestes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It wasn't a good pun, but it was a pun. Yeah, it was blatantly racist pun just for you guys.
They much do.
Rattles off the rest of the prophecy, which is sailing past the sirens, essentially having to sacrifice 6 men to Scylla, the 6-headed monster, rather than losing all of his men to the whirlpool Charybdis, and that the rest of them are going to die when they slaughter the cattle of the sun god Helios. And almost as if it's obligatory, that's pretty much how the scenes play out. You don't even see or hear the sirens, and when Odysseus insists on having himself tied to the mast, it's jarring because it's out of character for the Odysseus in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, who's never shown himself to be very cunning or curious.
Yes, he's not really a cunning guy. And does when he gets to be Odysseus from the Odyssey, it's very out of character for this Odysseus. Him being clever, him shooting Polyphemus, him outwitting Circe and stuff like that. All this stuff when he's actually being Odysseus from the Odyssey feels out of character for this Odysseus, because this Odysseus is this supposed to be white man bad, man bad, feel bad. You're all about being guilty and PTSD stuff, which is I don't really necessarily dislike.
No.
Well, the man bad thing is stupid. It's a feminist rendition, but the whole thing about him feeling guilty for what happened to Troy.
Whoa,
I kind of like the exploration of that part of his character, but they did so much that he kind of stops being Odysseus. He's kind of an idiot.
Right.
Instead. So that part I didn't really like as much. But what else was there? Let me see. What else? Oh, yeah. The sirens. I kind of like that they didn't let us hear the sirens. I was kind of disappointed at first, but then I understood why. Because Nolan made the siren song both good and bad. Like it's so good that it makes you that it's painful, because you hear his description of it, where it's like it's all the things you ever wanted, and then it shifts to finding out that all the things you ever wanted were things you already had and lost and will never have again. And it's
like Oscar Wilde said, the 2 worst things in life is one, to never get what you want, and the other is to get it.
Exactly. And that's kind of what the siren song was. And I think if we heard it, that how do you do that? how do you portray that in a song? So
yeah,
it not letting us hear it lets us imagine what that song would be, and I think it's way more powerful. So I was like, okay, when I figure out what Nolan was doing with that scene, not letting us hear the siren song, I was fine with that scene. I thought that was pretty good.
Mine wouldn't be the actual song; it would be the remix by DJ Screw. R.I.P.
Remix siren song. The Triples Away thanks to the $10 super chat. Here you go, Stu. Here is Lit Devil's money. You suck. Flush his toilet. Thank you much, Triples Away.
And instead of gaining insight like in the poem, instead
this is supposed to be like sitting on the toilet, I think. Time to flush.
The song tells him of basically all his broken dreams. And the most important, and one could argue the most subversive thing, the song tells Odysseus that he doesn't really want to go home, which directly contradicts Odysseus's entire motivation in the original poem. The Charybdis and Scylla scene was a complete letdown, particularly with Scylla that looked awful, which I'm guessing might have had something to do with Christopher Nolan's aversion to CGI and his aversion to anything with imagination or wonder. Most, if not all, of these scenes were treated with, well, I guess
kind of. I mean, he's a very grounded director. So yeah, again, like I said before, it does the lack of fantastic elements and how he's trying to ground fantasy at the
so grounded, but yet didn't use Greeks.
Yeah, but didn't use Greeks. Yeah, exactly.
we have to do this, so I'll do my best and we'll get it over with as quick as we can, which is exactly how it plays out when Odysseus's crew slaughters the cattle of the sun god Helios, and then they eventually die in a storm, and it all happens in about 10 minutes. And what's left out? The land of the Lotus Eaters, the floating island of Aeolia, the Phaeacians, and King Alcinous. Again, Calypso is just a lady with plastic surgery on a beach, with no mention of her being the daughter of Atlas. And on that note, there's no mention of Circe being the daughter of Helios, the sun god, and Percy, because there isn't any real gods in this story, and there's definitely no male gods. Now, they show the female deities while not really saying they're deities. We'll get to Zendaya's Athena in just a second. But as far as the male gods are concerned, there's no Hermes. Poseidon is presented as a raging ocean. Zeus is thunder and lightning. And Zendaya's Athena, who may or may not be a goddess, spends most of the film shaking her head or scowling at Odysseus.
She's doing her Zendaya role, which is this scowling, looking miserable and disappointed in men.
I think that's a bad interpretation of what she does. I mean, because you don't know if is she acting or is she just standing there?
Yeah, is she actually?
Does she know that? Does she know they've called action? Or
okay, the secret here is that when they were in Troy, they ransacked the Temple of Athena and they brought out a priestess that was Zendaya, and they beheaded her. And so that's why Odysseus is seeing that priestess in the role of Athena. So it might be Athena, it might be just this priestess that he's talking to. Either way, it's Zendaya who plays like I guess Athena took the form of that priestess to guilt Odysseus even more, and then looks at all the men with disappointment and derision
when she isn't shaming him. This brings us to the suitors, which is a large portion of the film and the one I found the most redundant. Now
it's way too large. Way too large portion of the film. Like more suitor scenes. Can we go back to Odysseus? Like, can we go back to the Odyssey in this Odyssey movie? Thank you. Exit Legume says, "Hail Litcan, hail Loading Stew, hail Mad, hail Best Chuds, and hail Monday Demon."
What up,
Doom Legume? Let's see. Jumbles away. So no views of Butthead fans. Haha! Check out the episode's prank call.
Man, Beavis Butthead's legit.
I like the new movie Beavis and Butthead where like they found out about male privilege and like excuse me, male privilege come in.
Was it male or white? I can't remember.
It was like either I
think it was male.
It was like male privilege, like excuse me, male privilege. What was they get arrested? Like, what about our male privilege?
Will be an opportunity
he
for
had
the
a good
actor.
point.
Yeah, what about Bill Privilege? I'm not supposed to get arrested.
To really choose some scenery, but the only person who really pulled that off was Robert Pattinson. Aside from Elliot Page and the very brief appearance of...
was it white privilege? I knew it was one of those. Like white privilege. White privilege. Yeah, that was it. And they get arrested. Like, what about my white privilege?
Travis Scott. Nobody was terrible. Robert Pattinson was the best, playing essentially a mustache-twirling villain with Antinous. And surprisingly enough, I think John Leguizamo did a commendable job stealing a part from a Greek actor, playing Odyssey.
Okay, there we go. It's like he did a great job. Okay, stealing a part from a Greek actor? Yes. That part he did really well. Stealing a role from an actor who deserved it. Yeah, that part really well.
This is pal and swineherder AMS. Tom Holland did a great job playing Tom Holland, and I particularly like the scene when Spider-Man went.
Tom Holland was just Tom Holland in that movie. I'm not really sure how many people were acting in this movie actually.
Well, think about it though. They get 3 minutes. That's all they have, and then they got to cut because of the IMAX camera.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's the Orange Band says, "Hey Stu, how many options for character creation is too many? I have over 300 between race, background, and subclass in my campaign." Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, no one's even going to bother with probably half of those.
My question is, like, Is that all together? Are you saying 300 races, 300 backgrounds, 300 subclasses? Or are you saying in total there's that many? Because I hope most of that is your backgrounds, because even my book, which had 8 races, is probably too many. Like, I'm gonna be real.
That's quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
That was my complaint.
Caravaggio is the mythological creatures equals the symbolic personification of evil that men do. Athena equals the guilty conscience. Oh yeah, yeah. In Nolan's movie, yes. In this one, and that, so yeah, they harp on how evil men are and how men are just want to rape and pillage and murder. And that's kind of the main things in this movie. It's like this. It's about war and how they ruined their whole world by going to war and doing all these terrible things. Now he helped ruin how Odysseus feels guilty about what he's done, because with betraying the using a peace offering as a way to kill the city that he came up with, that he doomed the world to like see this and say, oh, it's okay to do this now. So basically ruining civilization by doing that. That's kind of what his guilt was, and why he didn't want to go home, because like if I go home, there's no way that the home that I knew would be there still.
To Sparta to meet the Punisher, who's married to Nakia from Black Panther. And yes, this is where we see Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy, who also plays her now twin sister, Clytemnestra. And while she is barely in the film, it is worth mentioning this is 100% stunt casting. They depict her as disfigured, insinuating that Frank Castle beat his wife. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that John
He scarred his wife, which makes sense considering all, Helen of Troy she caused quite a little stink in the Greek nations. So at the very least, he could scar her face.
God, she made one mistake, man.
Yeah, it's
holding it against her forever.
Is that the whole go-to? It was a mistake.
Yeah. I can't believe my husband is divorcing me just because I cheated on him one time. I said I'm sorry, but he refuses to move on from it.
And just because I cheat on him like once or twice or whatever, and then I just happen to be carrying the baby of the guy I cheated. A real man would take care of the baby anyway.
My husband gets found out after 14 years that our son isn't his biological son, but it doesn't matter. He always acted as though he was. So why has that changed?
Yeah,
it's all that shit.
All this is blood. What does it matter? What does it matter? Their bond goes deeper than blood. It's like, yeah, my husband just found out that none of his kids are his. None of the 5 kids we have together are his. And now he wants a divorce. Can you believe this? Why are men like this? See, Will Smith too says that even Volo's GTM had only 3 to 4 playable races. Was it Volo's Guide to Magic?
I think Guide to the Multiverse.
Oh, Multiverse. Okay.
Yeah.
See.
John Bernthal plays a great John Bernthal in this. And in this scene where
yeah, that was my issue too. Like he just plays John Bernthal. He doesn't try to play like Menelaus. He's just John Bernthal.
That's all he's ever played, which I'm fine with in certain roles.
Usually he's good at it. Usually he's in a role that lets him play John Bernthal, but not here. Here he kind of needed to act.
Make us travel to Sparta.
Every time I see him, I am monocle. You can't protect him, Rick.
That's what he sounded like in this movie. It's like it's so off-putting. He didn't even try to act like a king or anything. He was just John Bernthal, just playing the role of Menelaus somehow.
Learn about his father Odysseus. We get more context about the sack of Troy. Again, a tale that was spread throughout the film, but once we get to the actual reason for the sack of Troy, well, that's when things go downhill for me. For one, turns out it wasn't over Helen. They made that abundantly clear when she apologizes for all the wars being fought in her name. It was because Agamemnon needed an excuse to fight the Trojans over control of some trade routes. And again, probably due to Christopher Nolan's aversion to CGI, the actual sack of Troy, which should have been this really epic battle, wasn't. While I won't say it wasn't shot well, it had the scale of a mid-budget streaming show. And this has been pointed out by many, and I completely agree with them. This film didn't deserve an R rating, and I don't know why it got it. There wasn't any real savagery in the battle. We didn't see.
You can only say it once in a PG-13.
Did they said it 3 times?
I can't remember them saying that, but maybe just glossed over me. I don't remember. But
Well, you've been hanging out with Stu for so long, you degenerate. You don't even notice things like that anymore.
not anymore.
That might be true, actually. I swear so
Might be true.
much. You might be right.
I mean, so do I.
It could be, but yeah, there's no real. I mean, there's some violence in here, but it's no like over top gore or anything. I mean, I guess maybe the most horrific part might be the Cyclops eating some of his men, but it's not. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Any blood or guts outside of the Cyclops eating a dude. The Odyssey is pretty bloodless, but by the end of the Sack of Troy, you see what this movie is. Now, certainly it has a through line of toxic masculinity, and certainly it's got some questionable casting, but all of that could have been overcome with good storytelling. The only problem is this is a story of deconstruction. This is a story of destroying the hero of Odysseus, and that hammers you over the face with Zendaya's Athena, because again, they explain why she is playing the role. Odysseus witnesses the beheading of a priestess of the temple of Athena, and it is Zendaya. So either Athena took her form, or more than likely, she is just a PTSD delusion of Odysseus.
Yeah, either one.
The very sad, remarkable is by
you were muted, LD, if
Jason
you were
Bourne makes
saying
it back
something.
in time to save his son Spider-Man from the suitors who were sent by Batman to kill him before
Matt
he makes
Damon.
it back from Sparta. And as disguised as a
Yes,
beggar,
absolutely. Tune in tomorrow, Chad. You're going to be very fascinated and interested as Shady Durags joins me tomorrow on Morning Nonsense.
Do we like this person?
Oh, yes. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool guy. I like his videos. You've actually seen some of his videos on the stream before.
Yeah, of course, bro. I remember exactly who he is. No, but for the dum-dums in chat, maybe you want to remind them.
It goes over like media. This shows like Batman the animated series, DC stuff, but other shows too, like Daria, like the really good Daria. Pretty good stuff.
Odysseus assesses the situation, and then we get that big daddy's coming home scene, and I really thought they were going to bring it home here. Odysseus still
answer carefully. Yes, definitely.
Disguised as the beggar, has a chat with Penelope and discusses the breaking of Zeus's law, which is essentially the sacred code that dictates hosts must provide food, shelter, and safety to strangers, and how the Trojan horse and the Sack of Troy was the ultimate violation.
They kicked the Sack of Troy
of it, leading to the end of their civilization, in a point where we get a particularly bad line of dialogue where Odysseus refers to the Bronze Age within the Bronze Age that comes off something like
he says our age of bronze is coming to an end.
You don't think they said the First World War is coming to an end during the First World War?
World War I is coming to an end. Oh yeah, of course. Everyone knew there'll be a second one.
The time traveler shows up. We're World War I or World War II. Meanwhile, the World War I soldier. What?
World War II.
Bronze.
Well, they could even just say like, "Oh, this is World War One." What do you mean one?
And then we get to the final battle scene where Penelope sets up the challenge with Odysseus's bow. He is able to string it and fire an arrow through the axis, and then commence to slaughter all the
chat. Alex, I knew he was in the chat. I wasn't playing a game on the other monitor. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooters. While I'm guessing it's pretty difficult to film one guy with a bow and an arrow taking on dozens of dudes and killing them, this is Christopher Nolan. I hold him to a higher standard, and this scene was just clumsy. But in the end, Jason Bourne kills Batman and avenges Kitty Pryde. Then he crowns his son Spider-Man and goes into exile as he sails off to the west to the Undying Lands. And what you're left with is a 3-hour slog that, again, is a movie that feels rushed and long all at the same time. A bad adaptation that, if you leave all of that out, is still a very mid film. One, in my humble opinion, is deeply subversive, which is surprising for Christopher Nolan. And there is little doubt that the Emily Wilson translation was highly influential on this, specifically with the omissions or changes from the source material and how they're framed. Now, I'll just name a few in no particular order off the top of my head.
All right, let's see what the feminist version kind of influenced this film to do.
Helen of Troy being abused and used as an excuse for the cause of the Trojan War, with no mention of Aphrodite. Circe not being portrayed as a fearsome, beautiful woman, but instead she is a survivor of trauma. And they omitted Odysseus staying with...
It's always being a survivor of trauma.
...with her and shagging
Everybody
for the better
is a
part of the
survivor
year.
of trauma.
How do you make a feminist character always make a woman a survivor of trauma?
Everyone's got trauma. It comes free with your
Right?
human experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
all. Anyone familiar with the vagina knows everyone was born in trauma.
I think the Greeks would agree.
The sirens were literally muted and not seen, and they omitted that they died because Odysseus survived listening to their song. And instead of Calypso being portrayed as the embodiment of seduction and entrapment, leading.
What, isn't that good? Oh, well done, Odysseus. You killed the sirens. Now no one will die to them anymore.
To unconsensual,
But they didn't do with
taking
the
skin
chick that turned all the men into pigs.
Yeah, just kind of let her go. It's fine.
Yeah.
Imbo to
We'll let the
Tuna Town.
next
She's
guy
just a
worry about
lonely
it.
60-year-old woman with plastic surgery on a beach. There was also the omission of the maidservants of the suitors who were executed by Telemachus. Athena either being a hallucination or a god that takes on the likeness of a woman killed in the sack of Troy. The only deities or
These are one face
or goddesses being portrayed in the film were women, of course, suspiciously leaving out Aphrodite. But the worst crime of them all was how Christopher Nolan
a suspicious amount of women
treated the character of Odysseus. That being said, while Emily Wilson's translation may have been an influence, ultimately, every decision in this film that's good or bad lays at the feet of Christopher Nolan. In other words, it's not like Christopher Nolan gets producer notes. Nobody tells this guy what to do. And that's why his worst crime was the treatment of Odysseus. Instead of being the intelligent, cunning, resourceful, arrogant, yet deeply flawed hero of the Trojan War, he's portrayed by
Matt Damon
as a sad, remorseful, not particularly intelligent or
I like
cunning,
Matt Damon.
traumatized.
Matt Damon. I don't like him as Odysseus, but I do like him as
No. Yeah.
A survivor of
stuff.
The Trojan War. And it's insinuated his actions have led to the end of the Bronze Age. And it's not like he's terrible in this, but his Odysseus just lacks aura. And so does Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. It was a very stark, dry, competently put together film with some beautiful shots and some horrible sound mixing, but only made worse by the awful soundtrack. Now, by no means is this bad as something like Supergirl to me, and despite
she's not a hero. You mean this one?
What I think about this film, a lot of people are loving this movie, and it's become a cultural event. For me, it was grim and without feeling. Hell, when Argus died, I felt nothing. Now, as a dog owner, how can you feel nothing when a dog dies? The ADD editing didn't allow anything to really sit. I couldn't get engaged with the characters. Now, this has worked for Nolan in the past, but it doesn't work here. Felt like I was watching a 3-hour sizzle reel, and for me, the verisimilitude was shot by, of course, the casting, the modernity, the modern vernacular, and the general look. I hated the color.
That's one thing I'm pretty sure people will kind of take issue with. How it's constructed. Is it the ADHD kind of thing where it's just like you're going from one scene to another scene to another area to another area to another area, and you're skipping around timelines and everything. We're going from like Telemachus dealing with the suitors, and then we're going to Odysseus on the island of Calypso, and then we're going to the past now where like, okay, here's the start of the Odyssey, and before that we're talking about past before he left, where he's like, we're talking about how he's like telling his wife, remarry if I leave too long or whatever. So we do skip around, and it does work for Nolan sometimes, but here it was kind of confusing.
Guys always say that. They don't ever mean it. They don't ever be, you know what I mean, when they get deployed or whatever, they're like, if something happens, remarry. They don't mean that shit.
Yeah, so the whole thing is like, get remarried, but don't though.
Yeah, right. You can
Don't
get remarried, but you better not fuck them.
Exactly. You can get remarried and get like a simp that supports you without having to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
Do that.
Color palette, everything looked pretty drab. And as our good friend Metatron pointed out, in ancient Greece, the structures weren't ruins, they were actually new and colorful. And I don't know how the Greek army had a hard time getting over these walls of Troy. And the Trojan armor looked like something out of Rings of Power. And while I've said this is essentially fantasy based on mythology, that mythology has the backdrop of real events in real places like Troy. Now that I've seen it twice, I can confidently say, in my humble opinion, that Christopher Nolan was the wrong guy for this story. It is not Homer's Odyssey. It is Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. And I think we found Christopher Nolan's Achilles heel. This is a very somber, analytical, and serious film. And I believe to take on genre like this, you need heart, imagination, and a sense of wonder. And would it kill you to have a little fun? I'm going to be real. I would rather watch an Odyssey directed by Michael Bay. And I completely understand. I'm going to be in the minority on this one because of the power of Nolan. This is nowhere near
honestly,
the worst film.
Let's think about what Neil Breen could have done with this budget.
Neil Breen's The Odyssey.
He would play, he would play
Odysseus. Yeah, he would play
Zeus.
He would play. Yeah, he would play both. I was going to say he's going to play Zeus, but yeah, I think he would play both. It just be like a whole like.
See, he gets to have a threesome with both Cersei and Calypso
and himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets to have a threesome with Calypso and himself, I think. But yeah, imagine they would be like he would play Odysseus and he would play Zeus, and there would be like a 15-20 minute speech where he talks to himself, like between like Zeus and his Odysseus. I think that would be the case. Anyway, chat. Anyway, let's go to stream memes. It will cover the whole thing about what's the stories young men need. Maybe Wednesday or something. We'll check it out. But anyway, chat, we did definitely hit Perlman. So lower your volume or raise your volume, whatever you prefer, chat. And Perlman, and 5.
Wait, I gotta go to the other monitor. Hold on. God dang it. It does. I can't move my mouse. I gotta fucking
1. Hey, all right, chat. Thank you much, everyone, for your generosity today. Fantastic. All right, we're down to stream memes. The hole of a donut is the hole in my heart. Monday mood. Getting your intestines removed while you're still alive. There's something more annoying than this. Are you hiding physical media? You're hiding physical media, are you not? Ranks of hand strength. Smug woman, agitated woman. Angry man, angriest man, and monkey. Let's see. A video makes you laugh. TikTok. It's funny, and then you find out that it's a TikTok video. Like, oh. I've had that experience before.
What?
Let's see. Of like you'd laugh at a video, and then at the end it's a TikTok video, and like, oh. Donald Trump sparks hilarity as he refused to leave Spain's World Cup trophy photo. And
yeah,
that's my president. Yeah,
that is what I voted for.
What a Chad! It's like, you know what? You might have won the World Cup, but the American president is going to be in here.
Yep. It'll be so much more epic. You can sell it on eBay.
It's going to be way better because I'm here. All right. The best words is he never thought I'd post side by side with a Japanese. What about side by side with a racist? I could do that. Such a freshman training? No thanks. I'm already good at it. What if you responded to that? Because like, oh yeah, you have to go to such a harassment training. No, I'm already good at it. So
it's like, why do I need trained in it?
Training.
Yeah,
I'm already a master.
Trust me, my guy. I got this on lock.
Yeah, in fact, you could empty out your entire sexual harassment department. I got it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was a sexist before the manosphere.
I put the man in manosphere. Let's see. Gaming as an adult, have 50 plus games installed. Open the same 3 every night. Stare at the menu screen. Close the game. Go to bed. No mask, please. This is a gun shop. We shoot people with masks. Just saying. Let's see. I love how video games can be like the path forward is blocked. Oh yeah, and then it's blocked like this. Like, oh man, this is impossible to get up there.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit.
Only a god can move these crates. Trans women are retarded men. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you bring protection? Yes.
Pussy.
White magician pick room. Now LD, is this really worse than that muscle mommy? Oh yeah, because so it's really weird. So in that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX episode with where we get to see the Amazon lady, Bastion wakes up his friends for morning card drawing workouts. So they go by the sea and start practicing drawing cards in the deck, like 1, 2, draw. So after they work out a little bit, they all talk. Like apparently Cyrus has like a card crush waifu, which is like some cat girl, and then Chumley likes that healing lady, that one that gives you 1,000 life points.
Oh, yeah.
And then they say, "Oh, hey Jane, do you have any card crushes?" He's like, "Oh yeah, a lot or whatever," but he doesn't show us. And then Bastion is like, "That's dumb." But then he can't help but think about his card crush, which is this. It's like, wait a minute. Bastion, you can't be thinking about this card as a card crush. All right. No. And apparently he keeps thinking about this card as his card crush. Fortunately, later on, it's the big burly Amazon lady, I think, cures him of this, because after she's able to flirt with him the entire duel, he never thinks about this card again. It never comes up. So I think she cured him. She replaced his lolly obsession with muscle girl obsession. And see, before Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, there was SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. It's just 5 minutes of the movie. The rest is great. It's just I wouldn't say the rest is great. Just one cockroach. The soup is great. Let's see, true color, fake color. Let's see, fake color. And there's this, and there's like a horse, and I think this is an actual picture.
She's with her dad.
That's my new favorite thing I've learned.
The suit. Look at this suit. It's like this. Ellen Page is swimming in these men's suits because he's not a man.
They're going to go get ice cream.
Yeah, I'm wearing my daddy's suit. Let's see.
It's your son's first funeral suit.
I was gonna say they just got back from like the piano recital or something, you know?
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He wore his daddy's suit to the piano recital. Fantastic Four. What the fuck are you talking about? Matt Damon. The horses ate them all. And oh, why is in venerable sewer goblin? What is your wisdom? It was gay. Absolute peak. And then I'll pay with my card, thank you. I wish you were actually railing me, stupid.
Wait, what?
Let's see.
It's a meme.
Oh, that's
dinosaur MO players cheat a massive dinosaur migration to honor Sam Neill. That's pretty cool. Boats and hoes. There's no Canada like French Canada. No fun allowed. Green Arrow. What's green goes boom. Here's the real Riddler. All right, with Riz, a suit, like a lot of charisma. That's the Riddler.
You mean the Rizzler?
Yeah, the Rizzler. This is all your fault, Jaffa. Twisted was good. Twisted was good. This is all. It's like every single time he shows up. This is all your fault, Jaffa. Along came Stu. The actual summary of Greek mythology. I'm gonna put my dick in it. Everyone, don't put your dick on it. Zeus, too late.
I like that.
Let's see. Go tell my kids this is who wrote the Odyssey. Who is the better Odyssey, Homer or Matt Damon? Odysseus. I would say Homer.
Yeah, because they were actually trying,
They actually cared. Let's see. Everyone talking about Nolan's Odyssey as if the masterpiece doesn't exist. Simpsons parody of Homer's Odyssey, tales from public domain. Let's see. Imagine you're in the middle of a war and this kills you. Hey, it would be nice if we used this stereotype less. Why? Yeah, here you go. Made that years ago, and it's the actual Mexicans are just like, yeah, awesome. Pancho Bigotes. Like someone else is always the one that complains. Didn't like a midget comedian talk about this? Like, are you a midget? No. Then why does it bother you? Like, why are you complaining about it?
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about how
that Brad guy.
Maybe he's talking about how everyone always gets offended on his behalf. We just thinks it's funny. We got the Odyssey at home. I didn't know. I forgot Arthur did the Odyssey, and is good. Is at least from the musical.
Yeah, that's the Zeus. He's super cool.
Along came Zeus. All right, chat. We're gonna go ahead and close out the stream for today. Thank you much for joining me. Thank you much, Best Chat, for always being the best chat. Thank you much, Stu and Mad, for joining me today. So again, of course, next time.
Yep. Stay Gucci.